Chapter 28:51. But in Chi-Chi's ears, that wasn't the case. Many years ago, on a deserted island, someone had said the exact same thing to her while she was eating grilled fish. Chi-Chi was already in a daze from the 5 malevolence chi, and was on the verge of fainting. She was imagining herself back on that deserted island, with Big Bro beside her, grilling fish for her. Big Bro, I believe you. You'll bring Xiao-Qi back. Chi-Chi murmured, what? Lin Yi's body froze as if he'd been struck by lightning. He raised his head and stared at Chi-Chi, stunned. Chi-Chi's voice was soft, but it was clear in this empty cliff. Big Bro had touched Lin Yi's most sensitive heartstrings. It had been so long since he'd heard those words. But, this person in front of him. Lin Yi couldn't believe it. This person in front of him. Could she be his Shifu's daughter, Yang Xiao? His childhood sweetheart. But wasn't she called Yang Xiao? Why was she Chi-Chi now? Xiao, why'd you change your name? Lin Yi asked. Xiao doesn't sound nice. Big Bro, you like to call me Xiao-Qi, so I'll call myself Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi was a little confused as well, not sure if she was the little Yang Xiao or the grown-up Chi-Chi. Today was the last day of the 20 days unless it was a practitioner like Lin Yi, Zhang Naipeo or Tian Chan, they'd be unconscious on the 20th day. Yes, she was Yang Xiao. Lin Yi didn't doubt it anymore. Lin Yi looked at Chi-Chi's pale face. That cool girl who bit the hand that fed her had become loyalty to him in Lin Yi's eyes, and all of Lin Yi's resentment towards her vanished in an instant. Think about it, what was wrong with a girl protecting her chastity for the person she liked? Lin Yi saw her body. It was normal for her to be angry, but... Lin Yi smiled bitterly. He didn't expect things to be so coincidental. That's right, Xiao-Qi and Chi-Chi clearly meant the same thing. Why didn't I think of it before? Perhaps his first impression was the strongest, so he didn't think in this direction. Chi-Chi used to be very cute, but she wasn't as cool and pretty as she was now. This was also why Lin Yi didn't recognize her. It was hard to connect a cute girl with a cool girl, but thinking about it, Chi-Chi had been trained as an assassin for so many years, she'd have no one to rely on after he left, and she still had to take care of little Jiu. Of course she'd have to be strong. Therefore, it was reasonable for his personality to change and his dressing style to change as well. Xiao-Qi, don't worry. Big brother Yi won't let anything happen to you. We'll definitely get through this trouble safely. Lin Yi looked at Chi-Chi and clenched his fist. He took a deep breath and said solemnly. This was Lin Yi's promise, no matter what, he wouldn't let anything happen to Chi-Chi. Fortunately, Chi-Chi was a physical practitioner, and with the 5 malevolence chi in her body, it wouldn't cause her to go berserk. She'd just faint, unlike spiritual practitioners who'd mess up their chi. Looking at the cliff, Lin Yi fell into deep thought. Lin Yi had thought of everything he could think of, but there was nothing he could do, outside the test grounds, on the teleportation formation. Kong Ming was about to fall asleep as he stared at it. Ever since Chikuan and the other 3 came out, no one else had come out. It made sense that those who hadn't come out by now wouldn't be able to make it out alive. On the evening of the 20th day, Kong Ming shook his head and got up to report to Silkworm Shapeshifter. No one else had come out of the teleportation formation, but he still had to report to Silkworm Shapeshifter. In actuality, even if Kong Ming hadn't come, Tian Chan would still be worried. Kong Ming's absence meant that no one else had come out of the teleportation formation. Evidently, Lin Yi hadn't come out, and this made Tian Chan feel uneasy. Why would she care about someone so much? Tian Chan didn't know, but she couldn't help but feel unhappy if she didn't see Lin Yi come out safely. Of course, the Xianchen and Xuanzhen elders were worried as well. It had been 20 days, and there was still no news of Naipeo. The 2 came to Silkworm Shapeshifter's palace once more. Tian Chan greets Master, Uncle. Tian Chan had something on her mind, but she couldn't be rude. Still no news of Naipeo? The Xianchen elder waved his hand. telling Tian Chan not to be so courteous. "Martial uncle, there's no news yet." Tian Chan shook her head. The Xianqian elder didn't think much of her sullen look, thinking that she was worried about Naipeo as well. "What's going on? So many people who aren't as strong as him have come out, why isn't he out yet?" The Xianqian elder knew that Tian Chan wouldn't hide the news of Naipeo, but he still came to ask himself. The news he got was unsurprisingly that Naipeo hadn't come out. Could he be trapped in a safe place? The spirit beasts have been rampaging for the past 2 days, Naipeo might not dare to leave. The Xuanzhen elder sighed and analyzed. That's possible." The Xianqian elder's face softened after hearing this. He thought for a while and turned to Tian Chan. "How about this, Tian Chan? Go to the 5-element barons again and look for Naipeo. If he's really inside, bring him out." "Me? Go to the 5-element barons again?" Tian Chan pointed at herself and looked at the Xianqian elder, stunned. At this moment, Tian Chan's heart was beating furiously. She almost agreed happily, but logic told her that she couldn't do that. "That's right." The Xianqian elder nodded. "Go find Naipeo. Currently, only you are immune to the 5-element barons. Isn't that a little dangerous?" The Xuanzhen elder didn't agree. Although Tian Chan is immune to the 5-element barons, the spirit beasts are rampaging right now. If she goes, she'll probably be in danger, right? "Of course there will be danger, but what if something happens to Naipeo?" The Xianqian elder waved his hand and said, "Second brother, this isn't the time to be soft-hearted. I know that Tian Chan is your disciple, but she's also my disciple niece. Although you've been hiding this from me, I've always treated her as my disciple." Chapter 2852. Plus, Tian Chan has a sachet of the beast race on her. She can disguise herself as a spirit beast, so it shouldn't be a problem. The Xianqian ancestor said, "All right, it's settled then. Tian Chan, go investigate and see if any of the participants who came with Zhang Naipeo passed the test, and if any of them saw Zhang Naipeo moving around. Once you found out, we'll enter the 5 Evils wildlands tomorrow morning." "Yes, Master Uncle." Tian Chan cupped her fists expressionlessly, but she was a little excited inside. "Tian Chan, be careful." The Xuanzhen ancestor could only say this now. "Don't worry, Master, I'll be careful. I'll definitely find Zhang Naipeo." Tian Chan nodded. "All right, then it's settled." The Xianqian ancestor had just finished speaking when someone knocked on the door of the palace. Not long after, Little Peach walked over carefully, but when she saw the Xianqian ancestor and the Xuanzhen ancestor, she wanted to say something, but stopped herself. "Who's here?" The Xianqian ancestor turned to Little Peach and asked. "It's the 8th elder, he's here to see the young master." Little Peach didn't even dare to breathe loudly. She lowered her head and said carefully. These were all boss-level existences. However, she had her own plans. If she could let Kong Ming show his face in front of the Xianqian ancestor and the Xuanzhen ancestor, that would be of great benefit to him. If the Xianqian ancestor thought highly of him, then he'd have a meteoric rise. "It's Kong Ming, right?" The Xuanzhen ancestor naturally knew this 8th elder and asked faintly. "Yes, Master," Tian Chan said quickly. "Let him in." Ancestor Xian Zhen was a man of his word. Kong Ming had made a great contribution to the Heavenly Elixir sect. Although the inheritance of Tian Chan had failed, they still needed to find other cultivators to inherit the power of origin. Therefore, they still needed Kong Ming to concoct elixirs. He had promised Kong Ming that he would give him benefits and introduce him to Ancestor Xian Zhen as a disciple. Now was the time. "Yes, Patriarch Xian Zhen." Little Peach replied excitedly and went out to look for Kong Ming. "Big brother Kong, Patriarch Xianchen is also here. Your chance has come. As long as you can obtain Patriarch Xuanchen's favor, the young sect master will also think highly of you." "I understand, Little Peach. Rest assured, just watch my performance." Kang Mingming was also a little excited. Patriarch Xianzhen and Patriarch Xianchen were both high and mighty existences. If he could obtain their favor, it would be like ascending to the heavens in a single step. Disciple Xiao Ming greets Patriarch Xianzhen, Patriarch Xianchen, and young sect master. Kang Mingming's attitude was very low, and he positioned himself as an ordinary disciple of the heavenly elixir sect. Second senior brother, this is the Kang Mingming that you told me about before, right? Patriarch Xianchen looked at Kang Mingming and asked. Previously, Patriarch Xianzhen said that he would reward Kang Mingming by making him his disciple in name. Patriarch Xianchen had also verbally agreed to this. Yes, Xianchen, it's him. Take him as a disciple in name? Patriarch Xianzhen nodded and asked. All right, since second senior brother has spoken, how could I, as a junior brother, dare not to listen? Patriarch Xianchen laughed and said, Kang Mingming, then I will accept you as my disciple in name. On the surface, he seemed to be very respectful to Patriarch Xianzhen, but in fact, it was just an act. When it came to real matters, he had never listened to Patriarch Xianzhen's words. He only treated Patriarch Xianzhen as his second senior brother on these insignificant matters. Disciple Kang Mingming greets master. When Kang Mingming heard this, he was immediately overjoyed. He immediately knelt on the ground and kowtowed 3 times to Patriarch Xianchen, confirming the status of master and disciple. Not bad. Get up first. When the trial is over, come find me. I will teach you some techniques that alchemists can use. Since you are my disciple, you can't tarnish my reputation. Patriarch Xianchen said to Kang Mingming. Thank you, master. Don't worry, I will do my best to cultivate, Kang Mingming said. All right, tell me first, why are you here? Patriarch Xianchen waved his hand and signaled for Kang Mingming to get to the point. It's like this, master, Patriarch Xianzhen, young master, today is the end of the trial. Since the last 4 people who came out last time, no one else has come out of the portal, Kang Mingming reported. He was extremely excited. Lin Yi actually didn't come out. This made him want to laugh 3 times to celebrate, but in front of so many important people, he didn't dare to do so. So, Zhang Naipeo didn't come out? Although Patriarch Xianchen had expected this result, his face was still very ugly. It seemed that his hope was completely gone. Master, don't worry. I will go to the 5 Evils Barons tomorrow and find out where Zhang Naipeo went. Tian Chan said quickly. Of course, finding Zhang Naipeo was just an excuse. Finding Lin Yi was her real goal. She should thank Xianchen for giving her a reason to return to the 5 Evils Barons. And, since the trial is over, go find out where Zhang Naipeo is and get ready to go. Patriarch Xianchen waved his hand impatiently, as if he wanted Tian Chan to go to the 5 Evils Barons now. Yes, I will go investigate now. Tian Chan also wanted to investigate the people that Lin Yi knew and see why Lin Yi didn't come out. On the other hand, Kang Mingming was shocked. He didn't think that the person the patriarch was worried about was Zhang Naipeo. No wonder the silkworm transformation always asked him to report the news. It was because of Zhang Naipeo. Of course, Kang Mingming misunderstood Tian Chan's thoughts. Tian Chan didn't stay and left the palace directly. As for Kang Mingming, naturally, he couldn't stay. The patriarch was obviously worried about Zhang Naipeo and didn't have time to care about this disciple. So, Kang Mingming cupped his fists and said, Master, I will leave too. You go first. I will look for you when I'm done here. Patriarch Xianchen waved his hand, indicating that Kang Mingming could leave. Kang Xiaoming left the side courtyard of the palace. Little Peach sent him out and was happy for him. Big brother Kang, you are so lucky to be able to become a disciple of Elder Xianchen. In the future, you will have a backer in Sky Elixir sect. If the young master looks at you in a different light, then you will be a duke. Chapter 2853. Now that Lin Yi was dead, Kang Mingming's next goal was to gain a foothold in the Sky Elixir sect and develop House Kang. I believe that Big Bro Kang will definitely become the strongest elder in the Sky Elixir sect. Little Peach said expectantly. Huh, that's for sure. Kang Mingming laughed. After Tian Chan came out of the courtyard, she immediately went to the Heavenly Elixir Sect Inn and directly found the manager on duty at the Heavenly Elixir Sect Inn. Manager Sun, give me the guest room registration list. Yes, young master. Shopkeeper Sun was shocked. He didn't expect that Heavenly Silkworm transformation would personally come to the Heavenly Dan Sect Inn. Although he didn't know what Heavenly Silkworm transformation wanted the name list for, he quickly took it out and said, Young Sect Master, it's here, please have a look. And, let me ask you something, there's a person called Zhang Naipeo, did he come back to the inn? Tian Chan took the list and asked faintly. Zhang Naipeo? Wait a moment, let me check. Manager Sun quickly turned on the computer and checked, but quickly shook his head. No, Zhang Naipeo didn't come back to the inn, then what about Lin Yi? Tian Chan asked again, the Zhang Naipeo from before was just a prelude. Although Tian Chan was sure that Manager Sun wouldn't just say whatever she asked, but Tian Chan still felt a little guilty. Also no. Manager Sun shook his head after checking. If that's the case, then it's fine. Tian Chan waved her hand, indicating that Manager Sun could go back to his own business. Although Tian Chan already knew that Lin Yi wouldn't come back to the inn without using the teleportation circle, but if she didn't ask, she wouldn't feel at ease. But, how would Manager Sun dare to do anything else in front of Silkworm transformation? He could only carefully stand to the side, waiting for Silkworm transformation's next order. Tian Chan took the guest room list in her hand and looked through it carefully. She first looked at Lin Yi. Lin Yi came with Zhao Qikuan from the hidden house Zhao, and this was noted on the guest list. Zhang Naipeo, on the other hand, came with Mo Ba and Mo Jiu from the Everyday Day sect. Zhao Qikuan, Tian Chan remembered that he was one of the last 4 participants to pass the Sky Elixir sect. Her memory was very good, so she remembered him right away. But Mo Ba and Jiu didn't have any impressions. Tian Chan didn't see their names on the guest list. Manager Sun, Mo Ba and Mo, Everyday and Sun Sex Mo Jiu, have seen E. Master, Young Master, Mo Day and Xiao Jiu, Everyday and Sect, Mo, Everyday and Xiao, Mo, They, E, and Mo, Nai, have E Xiao, Xiao Sect, Lin is, Tian, Lin, Chen, Tian E, I, Tian Lin Tian Chen. In, Lin, Mo Tian, Xiao, what happened to him? Elder Sun knew about Emojo's situation very well. After all, it happened in the inn, so Manager Sun had a deep impression of it. Earlier, in the restaurant, Zhang Naipeo from the Everyday Sun sect brought Mo Ba and Mo Jiu to provoke them, and then, that Lin Yi you mentioned, he crippled Mo Jiu with one palm. He's still relying on pills to keep him alive, and he hasn't woken up yet. What? Lin Yi did it? Tian Chan froze. She didn't think that Lin Yi and Zhang Naipeo had such a big grudge. Although she knew a little about Lin Yi, she didn't know that he had a grudge with the Everyday and Sun sect. Yes, Lin Yi is only an Earth-class late phase, but he was able to heavily injure a Sky-class mid-phase with one palm. That's quite strange. Manager Sun said. But for some reason, Zhang Naipeo and Mo Ba chose to temporarily hold back, and didn't clash with Lin Yi any further. However, Zhang Naipeo said that he wanted to see who was stronger in the test. Oh. Tian Chan frowned. Could it be that Lin Yi met Zhang Naipeo again in the Five Fiends Barrens, and the two of them got into a fight that ended in mutual destruction? Thinking about how Lin Yi had the safe place map, and Zhang Naipeo also had the safe place map, it was inevitable that the two would meet. Thinking about this, Tian Chan's heart tensed up. She was a little worried about Lin Yi. If she knew that the two had a grudge, she would have warned Lin Yi. Now, it seemed that her guess was right. The two must have fought. Manager son, which room is this Zhao Qikuan staying in? He should know about it, I'll go ask him. Tian Chan didn't need to explain so much. Even if she didn't say anything and asked for Zhao Qikuan, manager's son wouldn't have asked a word. It was just that Tian Chan was acting like a little girl when it came to dealing with Lin Yi. It was a little like she was trying to hide something. But no matter how brave manager's son was, he didn't dare to think too much. Besides, in his eyes, Tian Chan was a man. Whether it was Zhao Qikuan, Zhang Naipeo, or Lin Yi, it wasn't a big deal. Let me see, it's upstairs, 307. Manager son said. Okay, you can continue with your work. Tian Chan nodded her head and turned around to go upstairs. Only then did shopkeeper's son let out a sigh of relief. Tian Chan came to Zhao Qikuan's room and knocked. Who is it? Wait a minute. Zhao Qikuan's voice came from the room. As the practitioner who passed the test, he was waiting in his room for the reward. The practitioners who didn't get the herbs but came out of the portal had already returned to their sections. But Zhao Qikuan had another reason for staying here, and that was to wait for Lin Yi. It was already the 21st day, and Lin Yi wasn't back yet. But Zhao Qikuan didn't want to give up. He believed that Lin Yi would come back alive. So when he heard the knocking, Zhao Qikuan was a little excited. He thought that it was Lin Yi coming back. After all, he had just had breakfast with Feng Shipian, Gu Xian, and Li Siba. The four of them weren't in the mood to do anything else. After breakfast, they all went back to their rooms to wait for Lin Yi's news. That was why Zhao Qikuan misunderstood. Zhao Qikuan got up and opened the door. He froze. Because, outside the door, there was a stranger he had never seen before. In this inn, there were a few practitioners who had passed the test, but even if Qikuan wasn't familiar with them, he would at least recognize them. The person in front of him, however, was clearly not one of the practitioners in the inn. You are? Zhao Qikuan looked at Tian Chan curiously. Chapter 2854. Since Qikuan came with Lin Yi, he was evidently Lin Yi's friend, and so Tian Chan didn't put on any airs. Qikuan's strength was low, but she still spoke politely. Ah, young Master Tian, hello. Qikuan jumped. He hadn't seen Skyworm transformation before, but he knew how strong the young master was. This was one of the strongest ancient sects, just like the Hidden House Yu. And so, Qikuan asked respectfully, excuse me, you're looking for me. Of course, Qikuan didn't think that this person was a fake at all. Pretending to be the young master of Sky Elixir in Sky Elixir's turf was suicide. I'm here to ask you something, but aren't you going to invite me in? Tian Chan asked politely. Ah, I'm sorry, please come in, young Master Tian. Qikuan quickly made a gesture of invitation and let Skyworm transformation in. Qikuan, I'm here to ask you something. I hope you can answer me truthfully. Skyworm transformation didn't put on airs in front of Qikuan, but it wasn't as weak as Tian Chan had been. Ask away, young Master Tian. If I want to know, I won't hide anything. Qikuan said that, but this was only what he could say. He wouldn't say anything that he couldn't say. All right. Tian Chan didn't care if Qikuan was telling the truth or not. She only asked, what's your relationship with Lin Yi? Lin Yi. Qikuan said, shocked. What happened to him? Answer my question first. Tian Chan was expressionless, but she breathed out in relief. If Qikuan said this, then it meant that Lin Yi was fine. Otherwise, he wouldn't be asking this. I'm Lin Yi's follower. Qikuan said truthfully, there was no need to hide it. Tian Chan nodded and continued, did you meet your boss in the trial? Qikuan was a little surprised to hear Tian Chan call Lin Yi your boss. He didn't expect Master Tian to be so approachable. In fact, this kind of subtle change wasn't something Tian Chan was aware of. Perhaps in the depths of her heart, she felt that one day, she would become Zhao Qikuan's sister-in-law, and so the way she spoke changed quite a bit. Yes, our boss has a trial map of the Heavenly Elixir School. There are signs of safe places on it. This is a map given to him by the Heavenly Elixir School. Young Master Tian should know about it, right? Chikuan had heard from Lin Yi that this map was given to him by the Sky Elixir sect, so he didn't hide it. I have a copy of this too. Oh. So you guys went to a safe place to meet? Tian Chan did not delve into the matter of the map and continued to ask. Yes, we met at a safe place. Chikuan nodded. Tian Chan was confused after hearing Chikuan's response. Lin Yi going to a safe place should have happened after they got back from Wushuang Mountains. If he'd gotten there safely, then why didn't he come out with Chikuan? Safe place, then did you guys meet Zhang Naipeo? Tian Chan suddenly remembered Zhang Naipeo, and so she asked. Zhang Naipeo? I met him. What happened in the trial wasn't a secret. Even if Chikuan didn't say anything, the two disciples from the Dark Palace would have told anyways. Chikuan said honestly, plus, boss and Zhang Naipeo got into a conflict again. The two of them got into a conflict? And then? Tian Chan asked impatiently. This is what happened. Chikuan didn't explain much but described what happened from a bystander's point of view. He believed that the Dark Palace disciples had seen it as well. Tian Chan listened to Chikuan's narration, hearing that Lin Yi beat Zhang Naipeo. She let out a sigh of relief. But she was even more puzzled. Naipeo could use the Dark Demon Fist, so how did Lin Yi know it too? Plus, how was Lin Yi so strong? After killing Demon 8, he beat Naipeo? Of course, what confused Tian Chan the most was that if Naipeo couldn't be Lin Yi's enemy anymore, then where did Lin Yi go? Why didn't he come back with Chikuan? As for where Naipeo went after going crazy, whether he was dead or not, Tian Chan didn't really care. What happened after that? Why didn't Lin Yi come back with you? Tian Chan continued. After that, it was because one of Boss's friends went to Five Fiends Mountains, and Boss wanted to find her, so he went there. But after he left, there was no news of him. I waited in a safe place for the 18th day, but he didn't come back, so I left. Chikuan sighed and said worriedly, Young Master Tian, does your Sky Elixir sect make a list of all the participants who didn't come out of the portal? Yeah, but I'm mainly responsible for people related to Zhang Naipeo. Tian Chan said. In fact, even if the Sky Elixir sect wanted to make a list, it wouldn't be up to the young master to ask about it. It was just that Chikuan didn't know about it. Hearing that Lin Yi had returned to Five Fiends Mountains, Tian Chan's heart jumped. Lin Yi had gone back. Would he meet the Five Fiends Dragon again? Even if Lin Yi could kill Sky-class mid-phase masters in one hit, he wouldn't be a match for the Five Fiends Dragon. Tian Chan herself wasn't a match for the Five Fiends Dragon, let alone Lin Yi. With that thought, Tian Chan couldn't help but panic. She wanted to go to Five Fiends Mountains as soon as possible. Alright, your information is very important. However, I hope you can keep my questions to yourself. This is also the trial rule of our Heavenly Elixir sect. Tian Chan got the answer she wanted to know, so she stood up and prepared to leave. That's not a problem. Chikuan nodded. Young Master Tian, may I ask if the Sky Elixir sect will organize a rescue team to search for the participants who didn't come out? That depends, I can't promise you that, Tian Chan said vaguely. Alright, I have to go. I have other questions. Chapter 2855. After Tian Chan walked out of Zhao Chikuan's room, there was no need to continue investigating. One of the two people related to Zhang Naipeo was dead and the other was unconscious, and the two followers from the Dark Palace didn't know anything at all. So, Tian Chan decided to go straight to the Five-Element Wildlands. After returning to the palace, Tian Chan told the Xianxin and Xuanzhen ancestors about the results of her investigation, but she only talked about Imojio being unconscious, not what Zhao Chikuan had said. After all, Tian Chan didn't want Five-Element sect to hate Lin Yi, so she didn't say anything. If they found out later, there was nothing Tian Shan could do. But the Xiantian ancestor didn't have the time to think about this. He couldn't go to the Sky Elixir sect to ask the practitioners who passed the test like he did with silkworm transformation. He was very happy when he heard that Tian Shan was going to the 5 Elements sect again. In his eyes, Tian Shan's life wasn't important anymore. She wasn't as valuable as Zhang Naipeo. The Xuanzhen ancestor, on the other hand, told Tian Shan to be careful and stay alive if the situation wasn't right. Although Tian Shan entered the portal as silkworm transformation, after arriving at the 5-element wildlands, the first thing Tian Shan did was change back to Tian Shan's attire and sprinted towards the 5-element mountain range. The path from the portal to the 5-element mountain range wasn't dangerous. This was the path Tian Shan had taken before, and this was the reason why she gave the sachet to Lin Yi. Half a day later, Tian Shan arrived at the 5-element mountain range. The 5-element mountain range was still the same 5-element mountain range, but Tian Shan's mood was completely different. The first time she came here, she was filled with anxiety and anticipation for the inheritance. When she left, she was filled with regret, reluctance, and determination. The second time she came here, Tian Shan was a little excited, but also a little worried. At this moment, Tian Shan had the same thought as Lin Yi when he returned to the Penta Mountain Range. After coming to the Penta Mountain Range, the only place they could go was the cave of the Penta Dragon. Hence, Tian Shan flew directly in the direction of the cave of the Penta Dragon. However, Tian Shan was pleasantly surprised to see a familiar little figure not too far away from the 5 Evils Dragon's cave. It was Lin Yi's spiritual beast, the Skybolt Pig. When the Skybolt Pig saw Tian Shan, he cried out happily, "Gee, little guy, why are you here? Where is Lin Yi?" Tian Shan impatiently ran over and picked up the Skybolt Pig. Roar! When the Penta Dragon heard the noise outside the cave, it walked out of the cave. When it saw Tian Shan, it was startled and said, "Little girl, why are you here?" Hearing the Penta Dragon speak, Tian Shan was startled. But she knew that many spiritual beasts could speak after reaching the heaven rank. It was not strange for the Penta Dragon to speak. It was just that the Penta Dragon didn't speak before, but it spoke at this time. This surprised Tian Shan. You can speak. You said that he came. Lin Yi, he also came? Tian Shan was very smart. She noticed the word "also" in the Penta Dragon's words. It seemed that Lin Yi had come before. I don't know whether he is called Lin Yi or not, but he did come. The Penta Dragon was angry with Tian Shan and wanted to tease her. Ah! Where is he now? Tian Shan was happy and asked quickly. Him? Do you want to know? The Penta Dragon narrowed its eyes and looked at Tian Shan. Yes, can you tell me? Tian Shan nodded and asked. Of course, I can bring you there. The Penta Dragon said. Thank you. Tian Shan was anxious to save Lin Yi, so she didn't see the Penta Dragon's evil intentions. But the Skybolt Pig felt it. Wasn't it the same as what the Penta Dragon said to Lin Yi? Squeak, squeak. The Skybolt Pig cried out in panic. He wanted to stop Tian Shan, but it was obvious that it was useless. The Penta Dragon rushed over and grabbed Tian Shan. The Skybolt Pig, who was in Tian Shan's arms, was also grabbed. Ah! Tian Shan cried out, but it was too late. The 5 Evils Dragon swung its claws and with a swoosh, threw Tian Shan and Sky Thunder Pig off the cliff. As you wish. Annoying human cultivators, go to hell. The Dragon of 5 Evils returned to its cave leisurely after doing all that. It hated Tian Shan and Lin Yi to the core. It could have obtained the power of the 5 Evils to increase its cultivation, but it was ruined by these human practitioners. In the beginning, a large number of Earth rank and above human cultivators appeared in the savage land of 5 Evils. The Penta Dragon was very angry, so it ordered the nearby spirit beasts to kill these human cultivators. However, the 5 Evils Dragon wasn't stupid. It knew that there must be a reason behind everything. Over the years, human cultivators had entered the savage land of 5 evils, but they only sent some yellow class and mystic class cultivators here. They didn't dare to violate this rule, so there weren't too many conflicts between human cultivators and the spiritual beasts in the savage land of 5 evils. This time, there were so many high-level cultivators, including several heaven stage cultivators. This made the dragon of 5 evils feel both angry and puzzled. It didn't believe that the heavenly elixir sect would be so stupid to do such a suicidal thing. Suddenly, it thought that the time for the 5 evils' origin power to be released was approaching. Could it be related to this? Whether it was related or not, the penta-dragon quickly returned to its cave. Sure enough, there was a human cultivator who was stimulating the penta-dragon's origin with external force. It seemed that its guess was right. It had fallen into the human cultivator's trap. This was also the reason why the penta-dragon came back so early. However, it was too late and didn't absorb the penta-origin. Tian-chan was shocked. But she immediately realized that Lin Yi was also thrown off the cliff by the penta-dragon, and she was played by the penta-dragon. However, Tian-chan felt helpless. Fortunately, the penta-dragon didn't hurt her this time. It just threw her off the cliff. So Tian-chan hurried to use the Heart Sutra and genuine Qi to protect her body. She quickly said to Skybolt Pig, "Piglet, how are you? Are you okay to fall down?" Roar. Skybolt Pig shook his head, indicating that there was no problem. Chapter 2856. Lin Yi was startled. Could it be some kind of powerful spirit beast? He hurriedly looked up at the sky, only to see a yellow figure falling down at an extremely high speed. Tian-chan? Lin Yi subconsciously thought of Tian-chan because other than Tian-chan, no one else came to the 5 Fiends Mountain. Even if they came, they wouldn't jump off the cliff for no reason. Lin Yi was afraid that Tian-chan would fall, so he stood up and looked at the direction where Tian-chan fell. He jumped and caught Tian-chan in his arms. Sure enough, a familiar breath came. It was Tian-chan and Skybolt Pig. Lin Yi was surprised and happy. He returned to the ground and hugged Tian-chan. He wanted to kiss her. In despair, he saw hope. Anyone would have the same reaction as Lin Yi. You still don't put me down?" Tian-chan was hugged by Lin Yi and avoided falling to the ground. She was a little happy, but Lin Yi was still hugging her when he landed. This made her a little embarrassed. Although she wanted to see Lin Yi before, and she finally saw him now, Tian-chan was still an unmarried girl. How could she be calm at this moment? Hee, didn't I hug you before?" Lin Yi smiled. "I'll kick you." Tian-chan glared at Lin Yi. "I came to find you with good intentions, but you still took advantage of me." Hee. Lin Yi smiled and put Tian-chan on the ground. "Why did you come back?" Lin Yi put Tian-chan down. She didn't know why, but Tian-chan felt a little reluctant. The warmth in his arms made her reluctant to leave. She couldn't help but be stubborn. "I told you to let go, so let go." "I wasn't ready yet. I almost fell." "Why did you tell me in advance?" Lin Yi was speechless. Did he put her down by mistake? "Am I not afraid that you will kick me? You're a peak late phase heaven class expert. I've never seen you this honest before." Tian-chan curled her lips. "I'm not here for you, I'm here for Zhang Naipeo." "Have you seen him?" Tian-chan, naturally, wouldn't admit that she was here for Lin Yi. She couldn't just leave Naipeo here either, so she decided to ask Lin Yi about his whereabouts. Perhaps Lin Yi would know. "Oh? You're looking for Zhang Naipeo?" Lin Yi paused, not expecting Tian-chan to come looking for Zhang Naipeo. "What for?" "The Everyday sect contacted us, so they sent me here to find him. You know that we solo practitioners don't have human rights. Since we're in their sect, we have to work for them." Tian-chan shrugged. Ah. Lin Yi was evidently taken aback. He had guessed that Tian Shan was an important person in the Five Elements sect. Since she was able to come here to receive the inheritance, she had to be someone like Tag and Dragon. Why would they send her here to find Zhang Naipeo? Weren't they afraid that she would be in danger? With that thought, Lin Yi was confused. Then what happens if I can't find him? If I can't find him, then I won't be able to find him, Tian Shan said after some hesitation. No matter how stupid Lin Yi was, he understood that Tian Shan was here to find him. Looking for Zhang Naipeo was just an excuse. It'd be great if she could find him, but if she couldn't, then she wouldn't be able to find him. It was just that Tian Shan didn't say it out loud. Otherwise, why would Tian Shan carry the skybolt pig and jump off the cliff? Kick you. Tian Shan was blushing from Lin Yi's scolding. She was a little embarrassed. It's nothing. I'm just happy that you came to save me. Lin Yi said. No way, I was just passing by. Tian Shan acted like she didn't care. Don't think too much. I'm just here to see if Zhang Naipeo fell off the cliff as well. No, he went crazy. I beat him up, Lin Yi said truthfully. He didn't want to hide it from Tian Shan. I know. Tian Shan's answer surprised Lin Yi. You know? How did you know? Lin Yi blinked. Naturally, I heard it from someone who went out. Tian Shan said. It seems like it'll be quite difficult to find him. Yeah. Lin Yi nodded. He suddenly thought of Chi-Chi. He turned to Tian Shan. Right, let's not talk about Zhang Naipeo for now. My friend's body has been invaded by the Five Malevolence Qi. Do you have a way to get rid of it? Tian Shan had seen Chi-Chi a long time ago. This was why she wasn't as gentle to Lin Yi as before. If Chi-Chi was an auntie or looked like the Five Malevolence Dragon, Tian Shan wouldn't be angry. But Chi-Chi was a pretty girl, and Tian Shan was starting to get annoyed. No. After 20 days, the Five Malevolence Qi invades the practitioner's body. They die for sure. Tian Shan's eyes went wide all of a sudden. She looked at Lin Yi in disbelief. You're fine. Lin Yi smiled bitterly. He didn't expect Tian Shan to be this quick, thinking of the most important question right away. You have a five-element body as well, right? Tian Shan glared at Lin Yi. Anger flashed in her eyes. You have a virtual element in your body, right? You went to the Five Malevolence Dragon's cave to receive the inheritance of the origin, right? Tian Shan glared at Lin Yi. Her heart felt like it was being torn apart. How worried had she been when she didn't see him come out? And the reason why he was here was because he wanted to receive the legacy of the source energy as well. And yet, he had been hiding it from her the entire time, not telling her the truth. This caused Tian Shan to feel that she was truly foolish. She was just like a fool who was being used by someone else. She was right. Lin Yi was Boss Bai's favorite disciple. How could he not know that the Five Malevolence Mountains could receive the inheritance of the origin? This was Tian Shan's misunderstanding. Boss Bai used to focus on alchemy. He didn't have time to study the inheritance at all. Faced with Tian Shan's sudden series of questions, Lin Yi really didn't know how to explain or answer. However, Lin Yi didn't mean to lie to her. Tian Shan, believe it or not, I didn't come here to receive the inheritance. I didn't know that I could receive the inheritance of the origin either. It was the Sky Thunder Pig who brought me here. I didn't have any ulterior motives. However, to tell you the truth, I have indeed accepted the inheritance. The illusory attribute in my body has turned into a real attribute. I am indeed a cultivator of the five attributes. Chapter 2857. Plus, Lin Yi didn't have any items on him that could activate the five malevolent powers. He couldn't have known that she was here to accept the legacy, could he? That wasn't realistic with the Xiantian ancestor's personality. He wouldn't even tell the Xuanzhen ancestor about it, let alone boss Bai. With that thought, Tian Shan pouted and turned around, ignoring Lin Yi. Alright, I'll take it that I've taken away your inheritance. I'll compensate you, okay? Lin Yi said helplessly. How are you going to compensate me? Give me your attributes? Tian Shan glared at Lin Yi. I heard that inheritors can transfer attributes through dual cultivation. Lin Yi looked at Tian Chan's curvaceous body and said with a smile that wasn't a smile. Dual training my ass, you're not an inheritor, you're just a practitioner of the 5 elements. There's a fundamental difference between you and a true inheritor, and dual training with you won't be able to transfer attributes. Tian Shan pouted, what a dirty and complicated way of thinking. Man, I was just saying, how would I know? Lin Yi smiled bitterly. Fine, I'll forgive you this time, seeing that we've been through thick and thin together. Tian Shan said proudly, you don't need to thank me. Alright, but, what about her? Lin Yi was still worried about Chi-Chi. I said there's no way. Why does the test have to be 20 days? That's the reason. Tian Shan looked at Chi-Chi and asked expressionlessly, who is she to you? Childhood friend, Lin Yi said. Childhood friend? Tian Shan frowned. Sort of. Lin Yi didn't hide it and nodded. Then there's no saving her. Tian Shan shook her head. Haze. Lin Yi sighed. Tian Shan knew the 5 malevolent wildlands so well. If she said there was no way, then there really was no way. Lin Yi stared blankly at Chi-Chi on the ground. He didn't think that their reunion would be a farewell of life and death. He regretted it, regretting his cold attitude the last few times they met, regretting that he didn't take good care of her. If Chi-Chi was really dead, how was he going to face his Shifu in the future? Even someone as strong as Lin Yi couldn't help but shed tears of pain at the thought of this. Men didn't shed tears easily, and Lin Yi was a practitioner. But this time, Lin Yi really was tearing. He couldn't do anything about his childhood friend's life. Lin Yi couldn't do anything about it. Tian Shan didn't think that Lin Yi would cry, but this 5 malevolent chi was indeed unsolved. The Sky Elixir sect wouldn't have such a restriction otherwise. Even if Tian Shan was the young master of the sect, there was nothing she could do about it. But, seeing Lin Yi sad, Tian Shan wasn't in a good mood. She was a little uncomfortable about Lin Yi coming back to save Chi-Chi, but that was gone now. Tian Shan understood her identity very well. The chances of her meeting Lin Yi wasn't high, and so, Tian Shan went into deep thought. She wanted to help Lin Yi think of a way to get rid of the 5 malevolent chi. Hey, don't cry, I have an idea, it should work. Tian Shan thought of a person. If they could find him, the 5 malevolent chi might work. What idea? Lin Yi asked, startled. The prerequisite is that we have to find Zhang Naipeo, and he has to be willing. Tian Shan said after some hesitation. Zhang Naipeo? Lin Yi blinked, but understood what Tian Shan was getting at. Wasp absorption arts? That's right, the wasp absorption arts. The 5 malevolent chi is also a type of chi, so Zhang Naipeo should be able to absorb it. But, I don't know if she's a spiritual practitioner or a physical practitioner. If she's a spiritual practitioner, she'll lose all her chi. Tian Shan said. She's a physical practitioner, it should be fine. Lin Yi looked at Tian Shan gratefully. Yeah, why didn't he think of that? Wasn't Zhang Naipeo's ultimate skill absorbing other people's chi? Then it should be fine. Tian Shan nodded. Tian Shan, thank you so much. Lin Yi didn't know what to do. Forget thanking, you need to think about how you can get Zhang Naipeo to help you. Even if you find him, he might not help you. Tian Shan didn't want to pour cold water on him, but Lin Yi and Zhang Naipeo were enemies. How could Zhang Naipeo help Lin Yi? Lin Yi frowned, but had to admit that Tian Shan was telling the truth. Yeah, why would Zhang Naipeo help him? Plus, he's in a crazed state right now. He's unconscious, how are you going to get him to help you? Tian-chan asked. That's right. Lin Yi's eyes lit up. Since Zhang Naipeo was in a crazed state, he could use that to get him to help. At most, they'd just go their separate ways and put down their grudges for later. What's right? Tian-chan blinked. I have some confidence that I can get him to help me. Let's go up first. Lin Yi said. Okay. Tian-chan nodded. Then. Why aren't you taking off your clothes? Lin Yi couldn't help but ask after seeing that Tian-chan wasn't moving. Take off your head, that's a chest binding. I'll kick you. Tian-chan raged. Turn around. Can't you just turn around? Lin Yi smiled bitterly. How is that the same? If I turn around, you'll still be looking at me from behind. Tian-chan said angrily. Huh, even if I turn around, you wouldn't know if I peeked, right? Lin Yi smiled. Humph, don't you dare. Tian-chan clenched her fist. You don't want your weapon anymore? Alright, you win. Lin Yi said as he turned around. Tian-chan quickly took off her chest binding and adjusted her collar before handing the cloth to Lin Yi. She didn't think that Lin Yi would fall off the cliff again, so she didn't prepare a rope. Here. Tian-chan handed the cloth to Lin Yi. Lin Yi, on the other hand, was quite familiar with the ropes. There was an extra Yang Chi-Chi this time, but she was petite and didn't weigh much. Lin Yi secured her to his body first before handing the rope to Tian-chan. Tian-chan tied the cloth to herself and turned to Lin Yi. Done? Can we start now? Chapter 28:58. Tian-chan didn't say anything as she leapt up. This time, she was familiar with the route. Tian-chan didn't need to use any skills, and so she could jump twice. Lin Yi replenished his energy once more, and it didn't take long for him to reach the top of the mountain. Sky-class late-phase peak is the best after all. Lin Yi couldn't help but exclaim. He might be able to one-shot this and that, but when it came to actual strength, there was still a huge gap between them. At least you know your place. Tian-chan was proud of herself. Zhang Naipeo, where are we going? After walking out from the cliff, Lin Yi was a little lost. Putting aside the fact that the Five Evils Barrens was huge, just the spirit beast rampage alone made it very difficult for them to find a person in this situation. Don't we have Skybolt Pig? Tian-chan pointed at the pig and said, Skybolt Pig can not only find treasures, but it can also find people. Of course, its range is limited, and it's not as good as treasure hunting. But it's a spirit beast, and it can travel freely in the Five Evils Barrens. Once it finds Zhang Naipeo, we can go there with a goal in mind. Lin Yi was a little surprised. He didn't think that Tian-chan would be this smart. This was a good idea. He turned to Skybolt Pig, I'll leave this to you. Oi, oi. Skybolt Pig nodded. He didn't help much when Lin Yi fell off the cliff, and now that Lin Yi was asking for help, he couldn't wait to show off. Skybolt Pig went to find Zhang Naipeo, and Lin Yi and Tian-chan temporarily set up camp at the bottom of the Five Evils Barrens. There weren't any spirit beasts here, and it was even safer than the safe grounds. You have a 5-element body as well. Tian-chan was a little surprised when she talked about Lin Yi's body. Aren't you the same? Lin Yi shrugged. Then why didn't you tell me before when I told you about myself? Tian-chan asked. At that time, we didn't know each other very well. Lin Yi smiled bitterly. If you're not familiar with me, then why are you touching me there? Tian-chan snorted coldly and glared at Lin Yi. Lin Yi was a little helpless, but he also knew that sometimes it was impossible to reason with a girl, so he could only say, all right, it's my fault for hiding this matter. Humph, that's more like it. Seeing that Lin Yi had admitted his mistake, Tian-chan suddenly felt very happy. Her previous resentment also disappeared. Instead, she was a little worried. Only you know about your physique, right? And a few people close to me. Lin Yi didn't understand what Tian Chan meant. What's wrong? Nothing, you'd better not reveal it, or else. Forget it, just keep it a secret. As a former spy, Tian Chan had endured too much pressure from the Five Elements sect. So, she didn't want Lin Yi to follow her old path. If Lin Yi was really chosen by the Five Elements sect, then he would also have to carry out that very dangerous task. This was not what Tian Chan wanted to see. Of course, if it weren't for our relationship reaching this point, I wouldn't have told you. Lin Yi nodded and said. N. Tian Chan also nodded. By the way, I want to ask you something. The martial skill you used on the cliff before, was it the 5 elements 8 trigrams palm? Lin Yi hesitated for a moment and asked. Yes, do you know this martial skill? Tian Chan was slightly moved. Can you teach me? Lin Yi nodded and asked. This. Tian Chan couldn't help but be silent. She wanted to teach Lin Yi, but she didn't dare to. If she taught the 5 elements 8 trigrams palm to Lin Yi and the 5 elements sect knew about it, the consequences would not only be her bad luck, but also Lin Yi and the heavenly elixir sect. So, for everyone's sake, Tian Chan didn't dare to take this risk. When she heard Lin Yi's question, she had already guessed it. Since Lin Yi had the physique of the 5 elements, it was reasonable for him to want to learn the 5 elements 8 trigrams palm. Hee, I was just asking casually. Actually, I know how to do it. Lin Yi shrugged. He didn't want to embarrass Tian Chan. He could see that Tian Chan had her own difficulties. Lin Yi didn't think that Tian Chan would choose to hide it if she could teach him martial skills. After all, Tian Chan was willing to give him a sachet and return to the 5 Evils savage land to save him. Lin Yi knew that Tian Chan had her reasons for being silent. You know how to do it? Tian Chan was stunned. Yes, don't forget how Zhang Naipeo became crazy. I'm best at imitating other people's martial skills. Although it's not the same, it's 50% similar. Lin Yi smiled and said, I learned the 5 elements 8 trigrams palm from another person, Tag On Long. Tian Chan knew that since Lin Yi recognized the 5 elements 8 trigrams palm, he must have guessed her identity and the relationship between the 5 elements sect. Although the two didn't say it out loud, they knew each other well. It's him. Is he okay? Lin Yi asked. He's not dead, but he's not awake either. Tian Chan shook her head. N. Lin Yi nodded and didn't continue this awkward topic. Hey, why do I feel like we're not familiar with each other anymore? Tian Chan saw that Lin Yi didn't say anything and was a little annoyed. She thought that she was too bored to expose the fact that Lin Yi accepted the inheritance. This way, both of them would feel uncomfortable. Actually, I was thinking, why didn't you get injured again before? Lin Yi grinned. He also felt that the atmosphere was a little awkward, so he made a joke. Annoying. How could Tian Chan not understand Lin Yi's meaning? She rolled her eyes at Lin Yi and said, Why are you so dirty? Can't you be more serious? I was serious just now, and you said that I'm not serious. Now, you say that I'm dirty. I'm really innocent. Lin Yi shrugged and smiled bitterly. But I didn't call you a pervert. Tian Chan rolled her eyes. Hey, tell me about you and your childhood sweetheart. You mean her? Lin Yi pointed at Yang Qiqi and nodded after some hesitation. However, it was selective. Some things that could be said would be said by Lin Yi, but the things that couldn't were left out by Lin Yi. The story was very plain, and could even be said to be extremely boring. Apart from training every day, there was only training, but Tian Chan listened with great interest. When Lin Yi finished, Tian Chan was surprised and confused. So you're saying that you're a physical practitioner? You've never practiced spiritual arts since you were young? Chapter 28:59. What? 8? Tian Chan's eyes widened as she stared at Lin Yi as if he was a monster. You've already passed the best training period, and you're already at the late phase of Earth class? And you're even stronger than normal Earth class or even Sky class? Are you sure you're not lying to me? Tian Chan couldn't be blamed for being weird. Most practitioners would start training from a young age, and rarely would they start training halfway through unless they had some sort of miraculous encounter. Otherwise, their meridians and bones would have already matured, and they wouldn't be able to achieve much even if they used medicine like the foundation building pill. No, why would I lie to you? Lin Yi shook his head. Then how did you train? Did you use a pill? Tian Chan couldn't believe that Lin Yi had only used 10 years or so to reach the late phase of Earth class. Yeah, I used a chi gathering pill when I was breaking through to Earth class at the peak of the late phase of Mystic class, but it was a waste. Lin Yi said with some regret, I wasn't an alchemist back then, and I didn't know how precious a chi gathering pill was, and I didn't know there was such a thing as a small chi gathering pill. Pfft, cough cough. Tian Chan coughed at Lin Yi's words. You can still train after using a chi gathering pill? Of course I can. Lin Yi nodded. Haven't you noticed that my training speed is really fast? Especially when I'm recovering my chi. That's true, you really are a freak. Tian Chan sighed. Comparisons are odious, and comparisons are odious. If you were in my sect, you'd probably be at the peak of the late phase of Sky class already, or maybe you'd be at the peak of the Heavenly Tao already. Ha! Lin Yi smiled. I'm already very content. A lone practitioner can't compare to a core disciple of a sect. Yeah, aren't you content? When I was at your level, I couldn't even kill a mid-phase of Sky class. Tian Chan couldn't take it anymore from Lin Yi. Don't you have the 5 elements Baguazhang? Lin Yi paused. It's true that there's 5-element Baguazhang, but it's not enough to instantly kill a Sky class mid-phase at Earth class late phase. Tian Chan looked at Lin Yi strangely. You don't think 5-element Baguazhang is that strong, do you? Isn't it? Lin Yi paused. There are a total of 10 styles of the 5 elements Baguazhang. An Earth class can activate the first 5 styles, and a Sky class can activate the last 5 styles. Tian Chan shook her head and explained. Although each style of the 5 elements Baguazhang is equivalent to 5 times the power of a normal martial art, that's only in theory. With a person's physical strength and proficiency in martial arts, it's already very impressive to be able to exert 3 times the power of a normal martial art. Moreover, the further you go, the less power you can exert. Because of the huge amount of physical strength required, the 5 elements Baguazhang has a huge advantage in the early and middle phase of Earth class, but in the late phase, it's a lot less. That's why I said that in the late phase of Earth class, the 5th style of the 5 elements Baguazhang can only exert about twice the power of the 10th style of an Earth class martial art. How can it instantly kill a mid-phase of Sky class? Right now, I can only exert a little more than twice the power. My final 10th style of the 5 elements Baguazhang is equivalent to about the 25th style of a normal martial art. What? There are only 10 styles in total? Lin Yi was stunned to find that the 5 elements Baguazhang that he had been looking forward to was such a fraud. There were actually only 10 styles. And when Tian Chan trained to the extreme, the final 10th style was only equivalent to the 25th style. In other words, if Lin Yi continued to train normally, the 20th style of the Raging Fire Baguazhang would be comparable to the 10th style. Lin Yi didn't need to learn the 5 elements Baguazhang at all. But thinking about it, a practitioner's physical strength and chi was limited. It was impossible for the martial art to exceed the body's physical strength and chi. Therefore, Lin Yi also understood why there were only 10 styles of the 5 elements Baguazhang. No practitioner could activate more styles. Of course, Lin Yi was just comforting himself. The power of the 5 elements Baguazhang in the hands of Tian Chan and Lin Yi's hands were absolutely incomparable. Yeah, if there were 20 styles, wouldn't that be against the heavens? wouldn't I be invincible in the world? Tian Chan shrugged. That's true. Lin Yi nodded. The two of them talked about martial arts and other things in training. Both of them were elemental constitutions, so there were a lot of topics to talk about. Yanjing City, Lu Tianli had been having a great time these few days. He smoked the cigarettes that Boss Lang gave him every day, fantasizing about how much profit he could get from this big deal. Although House Lu was no longer the same as before, and even some of the hidden houses were respectful to them, they were still relying on Lin Yi. However, Lin Yi was Lin Yi, and House Lu was House Lu. With the relationship between Lu Tianyi and Lin Yi, things were going smoothly for House Lu. But what if Lu Tianyi passed away? Lu Tianyi wasn't a practitioner, so he wouldn't be able to live that long. Without Lu Tianyi, would Lin Yi still be able to help House Lu like he did now? Evidently, Lu Tianli didn't think it was possible, and so he had been looking for a chance to turn House Lu into a big house that could exist independently from Lin Yi. Now, the chance had come. If he could keep working with Boss Lang, then House Lu's company would have to grow even bigger. Just as he was feeling proud, Lu Tianli's phone rang. Seeing Boss Lang's name, he smiled and picked it up. Boss Lang, how is it? Any good news? Boss Lu, it's little Chui Mianshi. It wasn't Boss Lang, but his secretary Chui Mianshi. Oh, Secretary Chui, what's up? Lu Tianli asked. It's like this. There's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Our boss Lang is currently negotiating with a few local tobacco farmers and a few merchants. One of the merchants, because of investment problems, has a cash flow problem. They don't want the 1.5 billion worth of tobacco anymore. They want to sell it at a low price for only 1 billion. Now, everyone is a little tempted. However, 1 billion is a lot of money after all. Boss Lang and the other merchants are asking their subordinates to call their partners or family members to see if they can buy the goods. Chui Mianshi said, what Boss Lang means is to ask Boss Lu if we are interested in it. Chapter 2860. But, Tianli knew the profits of this tobacco. 1.5 billion worth of goods, selling it for only 1 billion? This was like a pie falling from the sky. He wouldn't be a normal businessman if he let go of this opportunity. How about this, Secretary Chui? Don't worry, I'll think of something here. Hurry up and inform Mr. Lang. I'll try to raise the money as soon as possible. We must keep this goods. Tianli said after a moment of silence. All right, Mr. Lu, I'll tell Mr. Lang then. Call me immediately if you have any news, Chui Mianshi replied. After hanging up, Tianli left the office and went to the bank. Although the company didn't have any cash, they still had a lot of immovable assets, such as the company's skyscraper, House Lu's villa, the hotels and buildings they invested in before, luxury cars, and so on. Adding on House Lu's many years of reputation and connections, a loan of 1 billion was a bit big, but it wasn't impossible. Chui Mianshi, on the other hand, hung up and turned to Xiaochun. Xiaochun bro, it's done, Tianli has taken the bait. But, Chui Mianshi, you've done a great job this time. I'll definitely ask Master Wen for you when we get back. Xiaochun nodded, satisfied. He didn't expect things to go so smoothly. It seemed like the hypnotist was the best. Tianli couldn't tell north from north after the hypnosis. Thank you, Xiaochun bro. Chui Mianshi said. Tianli's actions were swift as well. In fact, House Lu was a supplier of raw materials and finished products for Miracle Dr. Guan's medical company. The outside world knew about this, and with this relationship, it was very easy for Tianli to get a loan. Soon, all the procedures were done, and Tianli got a loan of 1 billion from the bank. He contacted Mr. Lang and transferred the money to Mr. Lang's account. When Xiaochun saw that all the money went into her account, she knew that it was time to close the net. It was time to say goodbye to Tianli, but in order to attack Tianli, she didn't say it out loud on purpose. She wanted to let Tianli have a few days of sweet dreams before saying it out loud. Jiang Wen didn't expect things to go so smoothly this time. It was even easier than the time when he tricked Peng Zhan. Lin Yi, oh, Lin Yi, why didn't you think of this? You went to participate in what trial, and now your company is finished. Humph, this is what you get for going against the fire wolves and the red conches. Jiang Wen laughed coldly after getting the news. After all this time, he finally got his revenge. He'd always been suppressed by Lin Yi, and no matter what he did, it would always be destroyed by Lin Yi or the people around Lin Yi. This made Jiang Wen very frustrated, but this time, he could finally hold his head high. The lightning pig was a spiritual beast, so its movements were not restricted in the savage land of 5 evils. No spiritual beast would attack the lightning pig and turn a blind eye to it running around. Of course, even with the lightning pig's mobility, finding Zhang Naipeo in the savage land of 5 evils was still a very difficult task. However, Skybolt Pig wasn't searching blindly. Every time he reached a large area, he'd stop for a while. He'd seen Zhang Naipeo before, and he'd memorized Naipeo's scent. If Naipeo was within a certain range, he'd be able to sense him. Finally, the heavens didn't disappoint the painstaking pig. Skybolt Pig came to a certain area, and sensed Naipeo's aura. This discovery made the bored pig very excited, and he started sprinting in the direction of the aura. It was a miracle that Zhang Naipeo was still alive. After being driven insane by Lin Yi, he ran around the savage land of 5 evils, and it was inevitable that he would run into some spiritual beasts. These spiritual beasts would naturally attack a sky-class practitioner like Zhang Naipeo. But, as crazy as Naipeo was, his subconscious told him that he would still fight back if someone or a spirit beast attacked him. He was lucky that he didn't use any martial arts, but started channeling the Thorn Arts chant instead. If he were to use his martial arts and attack randomly, it wouldn't have much of an effect. He might not even be able to use it in time before he got killed by the spiritual beast like Dongfang Bulu. But the Thorn Arts was different. It was a passive martial arts, and when the spiritual beast attacked him, it would naturally have a 240% chance of retaliation. The spirit beast wasn't an idiot after attacking Naipeo. It realized that something wasn't right after 2 hits and stopped its attack. It did heavily injure Naipeo, but the spirit beast didn't keep attacking him. Not only that, but it also told the flying spirit beast how dangerous Naipeo was, telling other spirit beasts to be more vigilant and not attack this weird practitioner, just in case they got hurt. And so, Zhang Naipeo managed to get away with it, but he couldn't run due to his injuries. He just sat on the ground, laughing like a madman. All the nearby spiritual beasts had received the warning, and treated him like air, waiting for him to die. Skybolt Pig noticed Naipeo, but didn't expect him to just sit there like that. He looked at the wounds on his body, and noticed that the other spirit beasts didn't seem to notice him at all. That was a little strange. Skybolt Pig had been in the 5 Fiends Mountains, and this was a forbidden area for spiritual beasts. Sonic beasts naturally wouldn't fly around here, so Skybolt Pig didn't receive the news. Skybolt Pig had been thinking that even if he found Zhang Naipeo, he wouldn't be able to bring Lin Yi and Tian Chan to look for him after all. Zhang Naipeo was a living person, and a crazy one at that. His location wasn't fixed, and so Skybolt Pig thought that he should follow him until he was tired, and then go find Lin Yi. But it seemed like that wasn't necessary now. After remembering Zhang Naipeo's location, Skybolt Pig rushed back to the 5 Fiends Mountains where Lin Yi was. Lin Yi and Tian Chan were both surprised to see Skybolt Pig back so quickly. "Little guy, you found Zhang Naipeo?" Tian Chan didn't even have much hope in finding Zhang Naipeo, and yet Skybolt Pig found him. Her goal here was to find Lin Yi, and Naipeo was just an excuse to fool the Xianchen elder. She didn't think that there would be an accident. Chapter 2861. Then should we go look for Zhang Naipeo now? Lin Yi was worried about Chi-Chi. Oink oink. The pig shook his head and found a spot with some loose soil. Not now. 2 to 4 in the morning is when the spirit beasts rest. That's the best time for us to find Zhang Naipeo. We won't get attacked by the spirit beasts. Oh. 2 to 4 in the morning? Spirit beasts rest? Lin Yi paused. He didn't think that Skybolt Pig would be able to find Zhang Naipeo and bring back such good news. Before, Lin Yi had been worried about how they'd find Zhang Naipeo safely with Skybolt Pig, worried that they'd be attacked by spirit beasts on the way. After all, he had the fragrance bag, but Tian Chan and Chi-Chi didn't. They would still be in danger, but Skybolt Pig's discovery solved that worry. Oink oink. Skybolt Pig nodded and continued writing. Zhang Naipeo is injured, sitting on the ground resting. Don't worry about him leaving. That's good. Lin Yi nodded. He understood why Zhang Naipeo was injured. He'd been walking around in the 5 Calamities Barrens, and he'd definitely be attacked by spirit beasts, but he could counter their attacks. This way, the spirit beasts wouldn't attack him anymore, and so Zhang Naipeo survived. Tian Chan had evidently thought of this as well. Not only did she find Lin Yi, but she'd also be able to report back to the Xianqian elder. Night came, and it was finally 2 in the morning. Before Skybolt Pig came back, Lin Yi and Tian Chan were still talking and laughing, but now that Skybolt Pig had confirmed Zhang Naipeo's whereabouts, Lin Yi couldn't wait for the night to come so he could bring Chi-Chi to look for Zhang Naipeo. 3 people and 1 pig walked under the moonlight, and just as Skybolt Pig had said, there were no spirit beasts around at this time. It seemed that they really were resting, and there was no sense of danger on the flat road. The dragons of 5 fiends, on the other hand, knew that Lin Yi and Tian Chan had made it out of the cliff safely. They'd stayed at the foot of the mountain for so long, and this was the dragons of 5 fiends' turf. There was no way the dragons of 5 fiends wouldn't have sensed their presence. Of course, the dragon of 5 evils didn't continue attacking them. As the king of the 5 evils mountains, the dragon of 5 evils hated human practitioners. Moreover, these were practitioners who had destroyed the source of its devouring power. It wouldn't let Lin Yi and Tian Chan off so easily. But a king had its own pride. It had already killed Lin Yi and Tian Chan once, and Lin Yi and Tian Chan weren't dead. It was surprised, but it didn't kill them a second time. It just used the same method to throw them off the cliff. Whether they died or not would depend on their luck. However, the 5 evils dragon did not expect that the 2 of them would actually come up again. Since when did this cliff become so easy to climb? But, just because the dragon didn't attack them personally didn't mean that it allowed Lin Yi and Tian Chan to come back again. It waited for Lin Yi and the others to leave before calling the spirit beast closest to it. Roar, woo woo, the spirit beast's subordinate hurriedly expressed his understanding, turned around, and ran to inform the Soundwave flying spirit beast. What Lin Yi and the others didn't know was that the 5 Calamities dragon was going to sabotage them, messing up the spirit beast's schedule. However, it still took time for the message to be transmitted. Although the Soundwave flying spirit beast could quickly spread the 5 evils dragon's order, it still needed its subordinates to inform it first. The pig had a strong sense of direction, and there weren't any detours on the way. Lin Yi carried Chi-Chi and Tian Chan to find Zhang Naipeo. When Lin Yi saw Zhang Naipeo, he couldn't help but feel a little emotional. A powerful disciple of the Ming-Ri sect was sitting on the ground like an idiot, his eyes blank. Who knew what he was doing, or rather, he wasn't doing anything at all. Zhang Naipeo. Tian Chan called out. But Zhang Naipeo didn't react at all. He didn't even raise his head to look at Tian Chan, ignoring Tian Chan's call. He's in peak condition, and he can't hear other people's summons. Lin Yi explained, shaking his head. Then, how do we wake him up? Tian Chan frowned. If Zhang Naipeo didn't wake up and was brought back to the Xianqian elder, he'd definitely ask why he'd become like this. Tian Chan was worried that Lin Yi's secret would be leaked. Feng Shipian said that this is a kind of insanity of the primordial spirit. In theory, only he's conscious, and if someone forcefully interferes, it'll be very easy for him to go crazy. Unless someone knows how to use the primordial spirit to directly communicate with Zhang Naipeo through the primordial spirit status, that's the only way to wake him up. Lin Yi said. The reason why he was confident in letting Zhang Naipeo save Chi-Chi was because of that thing in the jade space. That thing seemed to be a high-level primordial spirit. Then, how do we wake him up? Do you have any ideas? Tian Chan paused. Naipeo evidently couldn't save Chi-Chi like this. She didn't know where Lin Yi's confidence came from. Let's go to a safe place first. It's too dangerous here, we've been here for an hour and a half already. Luckily we're not far from a safe place, otherwise we'd be in trouble when the spirit beast wakes up. Lin Yi said. Ah. I almost forgot the time if you didn't mention it. Tian Chan stuck out her tongue nervously. I thought you weren't scared of spirit beasts. You can kick them when they come. Lin Yi smiled as he looked at Tian Chan's cute face. You're joking with me? Tian Chan's face reddened as she glared at Lin Yi. I'm a professional at kicking you, not spirit beasts. A professional at kicking me? Why don't you say it's an ancestral technique? Lin Yi blinked, a bitter smile on his face. You think it's an ancestral technique? Tian Chan glared at Lin Yi. You know about ancestral techniques? Lin Yi was curious. Lin Yi had seen it when he was browsing the website. There was a stall that specialized in phone masks. Everyone else called it professional techniques, but only this stall called it ancestral techniques. Lin Yi was puzzled. His ancestors already had phones? They could do this too. He didn't expect Tian Chan to know about it too. Chapter 2862. But, Kang Mingming's jokes were quite funny. Tian Chan treated it as a distraction from work. Crazy? Lin Yi paused. He wasn't talking about him, was he? But he didn't tell Tian Chan about it before. Let's not talk about that, we're running out of time. Why aren't you taking Zhang Naipeo away? Let's see what you're going to do when the spirit beasts come. I know how to kick, let's see what you can do. Tian Chan reminded Lin Yi. I have a weapon. Lin Yi said seriously. Pfft. Disgusting. Tian Chan's face changed after hearing Lin Yi's words. You're not going to, what are you thinking? The weapon I'm talking about is the sachet, you gave it to me. Lin Yi said innocently. I'll kick your sachet. Tian Chan was embarrassed, knowing that Lin Yi wasn't admitting it on purpose, but there was nothing she could do. She humphed, go carry Zhang Naipeo. Oh. Lin Yi wasn't as gentle to Naipeo as he was to Kick. He reached out and lifted him up. Naipeo was channeling his thorn arts, but Lin Yi didn't use any chi. Naipeo wouldn't cause any damage to Lin Yi. Lifting Naipeo up, Lin Yi and Tian Chan rushed to a safe place. It had to be said that they were quite lucky. Not long after they got there was a commotion outside. The spirit beasts had woken up, and the time they woke up wasn't the 4 a.m. that Skybolt Pig had said. It was a whole 15 minutes earlier. Lin Yi had Qinggong, and Tian Chan was a Sky-class late-phase peak, so their speed wasn't slow at all. If they didn't have to worry about the spirit beasts following them, they'd be able to reach safety in 15 minutes. Lin Yi had Tian Chan's fragrance bag with him when he was going back and forth to the Five Fiends Mountains, but he had to carry the Sky-class spirit beast with him at all times, so his speed wasn't fast. But this time, he didn't need to. What's going on? Didn't they say the spirit beasts wake up at 4 a.m? Lin Yi looked at Skybolt Pig, confused. Skybolt Pig, on the other hand, was lying at the entrance of the safe place with a serious face, looking outside. He only turned around when he heard Lin Yi's question, quickly writing on the ground. The Dragon of Five Fiends has given a new order. The previous order has been cancelled. The spirit beasts can move freely now. What do you mean? Lin Yi paused. He didn't know about the order from the Five Fiends Dragon. It's like this. Lin Yi didn't know, but Tian Chan understood a little. She told Lin Yi about the order from the Five Fiends Dragon. The 2 hours of rest in between was probably an order from the Five Fiends Dragon as well. I see. I really didn't know that the Dragon of Five Fiends was quite a devious creature. Lin Yi thought back to how the Dragon of Five Fiends had thrown him into the cliff. The Dragon of Five Fiends was quite a devious creature. Spirit beasts, unless they're human practitioners contracted spirit beasts, are on opposing sides. They're not evil or not. Tian Chan shook her head. I'm not thinking about the Five Fiends Dragon, I'm thinking about how we're going to get out of here. That's true. Lin Yi frowned as he looked at the spirit beasts outside. It seemed like these spirit beasts were even more excited than when Lin Yi first entered the Five Fiends Wildlands. Could it be that they'd killed too many practitioners, and were getting bloodthirsty? That was the only possibility. If it were at the beginning, Lin Yi would have had the confidence to leave, but not now. But Lin Yi wasn't in the mood to think about how to get out of here. Lin Yi was thinking about how to wake Zhang Naipeo up and get him to absorb Chi-Chi's Five Fiends Chi. Hey, soul, I'm talking to you, you're definitely not asleep, don't play dead. Lin Yi went straight to the point after entering the jade space. I say, kid, are you done yet? What now? The ghost's voice was filled with helplessness and frustration. Can you help me? Lin Yi asked. No. The ghost said firmly, I'm not your follower, and your level is too low. You want me to do anything for you? That's impossible. This isn't an order, this is a discussion with you. Lin Yi smiled helplessly. A friend of mine is about to die. The Five Fiends' Chi has entered his body. Oh, don't say any more, I can't help you with this. I'm just a phantom right now, I don't have a corporeal body. I can't help you dissolve the five savagery in your friend's body. The ghost interrupted. I don't need you to help me with the Five Fiends' Chi, but there's someone else who can help me with it. But, he's in a state of insanity, and just like me, I need you to wake him up. Lin Yi explained. I have to go out? The ghost immediately refused after listening. Going out will consume a lot of my primordial spirit. I won't go. Just take it as a favor. Lin Yi said in a sincere tone, if you need my help in the future, I will definitely help you. Oh. Then let me think about it first. The ghost thought about it and said. How long do you need to think about it? Lin Yi was stunned and asked quickly. I can't say for sure. The shortest is 3 to 5 days, and the longest is 1.5 years. Anyway, it won't be more than 2 years. The ghost said. You. Aren't you tricking me? Lin Yi was suddenly angry. He felt that the ghost was perfunctory. He was just making a promise, and it wasn't a substantial exchange. Did it still need to think about it? The ghost actually needed to think about it. It was probably just an excuse that it didn't want to help, but it was really annoyed by Lin Yi's pleas. But after saying that, the ghost didn't say anything else, and didn't care about Lin Yi at all. Lin Yi had no choice but to leave the jade space. This ghost didn't talk, and Lin Yi couldn't do anything about it. Lin Yi, do you have a way to wake Zhang Naipeo up? Tian Chan saw that Lin Yi wasn't talking, and she didn't know what Lin Yi was doing. She couldn't help but ask. Ah. Lin Yi heard Tian Chan's question and couldn't help but smile bitterly. I haven't thought of anything yet. You were so confident before, and I thought you had a way. Tian Chan paused, speechless. Chapter 2863. If Tian Chan were to ask where it was, how would Lin Yi explain it? Even if he did, would the thing be willing to reveal itself? Lin Yi didn't want to mess with this thing. Oh. Tian Chan looked at Lin Yi, confused. Simple? What do you mean? Nothing, it's just that I don't think I'm good enough. Lin Yi changed the topic. Just like before, I thought I could deal with Chi-Chi's 5 malevolence Chi, but then I realized I couldn't. You can deal with it? Tian Chan was even more confused. We're both practitioners of the 5 elements. We can absorb and dissolve the 5 malevolence chi for our own use. Lin Yi explained, seeing that he'd successfully changed the topic. I thought that I could take the 5 malevolence chi out of Chi-Chi's body for me to absorb and dissolve, because I've done it for other physical practitioners before. But the 5 malevolence chi in Chi-Chi's body isn't in one place, it's scattered all over her body, in her meridians and body. I can't absorb it all right. Tian-chan was a little speechless. Then there's nothing I can do at the moment. I don't want anything to happen to her, but Zhang Naipeo is the only person we can count on. I know the method you mentioned as well. People who get hurt by spirit beasts often have the beast's pure chi in their bodies, and that's easier to dissolve since it's all together. This one's scattered, we can't do anything about it. Yeah. Lin Yi nodded, still worried about Chi-Chi when a deep voice came from the jade space. Alright, I'll do it. I can ask you to do something for me in the future, and you can't say no. Sure, but it has to be something within my capabilities. I can't just say I'll die if you want me to. Lin Yi was surprised and overjoyed when he heard the ghostly thing's words. Originally, Lin Yi didn't have any hope for it, but he didn't expect the ghostly thing to suddenly agree. Thinking of this, Lin Yi hurriedly entered the space of the jade pendant. However, Lin Yi did not lose his reason and added a condition. Of course. It's definitely something that doesn't go against your principles. Otherwise, you might not do it even if I asked you to. The ghost said, don't worry. I won't let you do anything that is dangerous to you or harmful to your interests. That's good. Thank you very much. Lin Yi was slightly taken aback. He didn't expect the damn thing to be so straightforward. It actually made the conditions even more detailed. There's no need to thank me. It's a fair trade. After the ghost finished speaking, it asked, is it the crazy man sitting on the ground beside you? Yes, it's him, Zhang Naipeo. Lin Yi nodded. All right. The ghostly thing suddenly came out from the space of the jade pendant and appeared in front of Lin Yi. It was still a ball of mist, and Tian-chan couldn't see what it was. Its sudden appearance gave Tian-chan a fright. Tian-chan was an expert at the peak of the late stage of the heaven rank. How could Tian-chan not be aware of such an unknown thing appearing here? What is this? Tian-chan asked quickly. Don't be afraid. This is a helper that I summoned. It can wake Zhang Naipeo up, Lin Yi explained to Tian-chan. You? Summoned? Tian-chan was stunned. You know ancient summoning? Ancient summoning? What is it? Lin Yi was confused after hearing Tian-chan's words. It's a type of summoning that's been lost for a long time. It can summon some special helpers, like a wandering soul or something. Tian-chan explained, I'm not too sure myself, it's just a legend. Oh, I can summon it, and I can't summon it often. What I meant was, I thought I could summon it, but I didn't, but now I can summon it again. Lin Yi's words were a little messy, but Tian-chan still understood what he was saying. Oh, I see. Then it. Tian-chan felt an obvious pressure in front of this ghostly thing. She didn't know why, but even when she was facing the 5-bane dragon, Tian-chan didn't feel this much pressure. Zhang Naipeo. Wake up. The ghost suddenly roared, scaring Lin Yi and Tian-chan. Zhang Naipeo roared, and his eyes that were a little dazed suddenly cleared up. He raised his head, looking at Lin Yi, and then at Tian-chan and the ghost that woke him up. He slowly remembered everything that had happened recently. Just like Lin Yi, he still remembered what happened when he was at his peak after waking up. He knew that it was Lin Yi who made him reach his peak, and that it was Lin Yi who found him and healed him. He couldn't help but feel a deep sense of defeat when he thought about all this. He had come to the 5-bane barons with his ultimate skill, wanting to show off his skills and give Lin Yi a good beating, but he didn't think that he would be the one getting beaten up in the end. How did his ultimate skill get learned by Lin Yi all of a sudden? And that wasn't even the end of it, he couldn't even break out of this skill. and yet Lin Yi did it so easily, even summoning helpers to help him. Wasn't this too unbelievable? Plus, he was a Sky Class early phase, and Lin Yi was only an Earth Class late phase, but the difference in strength between the two couldn't be compared. Naipeo finally realized how small he was in front of Lin Yi. He was just like a clown. Every time he came, he would return in disappointment. His strength had increased, but so had Lin Yi's, and it was to a point where he couldn't block or think about it. Just one Hellfire Fist alone was enough to make Zhang Naipeo powerless. Why did you save me? Zhang Naipeo knew what had happened before he woke up, but the conversation between Lin Yi and Tian Chan wasn't very detailed, so he didn't think too much about it. What he was thinking was that Lin Yi could have killed him, so why did he save him instead? What was the meaning of this? Help me absorb the 5 Bane Qi out of her, and we'll forget about this. We'll go our separate ways after we get out of here. Lin Yi pointed at Chi-Chi on the ground. So you have a favor to ask of me. I was wondering how you'd save me. Naipeo looked at Chi-Chi and remembered the 5 Malice Qi. He had the Wasp absorption arts, and naturally, he could absorb and dissolve it. Chapter 2864. So what if I do? So what if I don't? Naipeo was getting dispirited. He felt like he didn't want to live anymore. He'd trained for so long, worked so hard, and yet he still couldn't surpass Lin Yi. The two started off at the same level. When he first met Lin Yi was only a golden class, just a little stronger than him. But Naipeo's hard work was enough to make up for that small shortcoming, but what he didn't expect was that it still wasn't enough. Was this what people meant by one step ahead every step? But that didn't make sense. Mo Ba and Mo Jiao were both Sky Class mid-phase, and they still couldn't beat Lin Yi? What kind of logic was this? He was also a Sky Class early phase, and he leveled up faster than Lin Yi, so why couldn't he beat Lin Yi? Was this what they meant by not having enough talent? Naipeo felt bitter. I told you, save her, and I'll let you go this time. Lin Yi said. If you don't save her, I can keep using Hellfire Fist to make you stay here forever. I have my thorn arts. Naipeo said unwillingly. He'd already accepted the fact that he wasn't as strong as Lin Yi, but it wasn't that easy for him to give in right now. Thorn arts? You'll still have to take 20% of the damage yourself, and 20% of the Hellfire Fist is more than enough to drive you insane. I can wake myself up for the 240% of the damage that'll bounce back won't affect me. Lin Yi shrugged. Plus, I have the mid-level golden cicada undershirt for defense. Naipeo was speechless. Even his thorn arts had been easily dispelled by Lin Yi. Even if Lin Yi didn't have the golden cicada undershirt, he wouldn't be able to do anything to Lin Yi. Even if Lin Yi had become a heaven rank expert, without the restriction of the mid-quality golden cicada undergarment, he still wouldn't be able to match that Hellfire Fist. Man, if it weren't for Liang Bro, I'd rather die here than give in. But I can't die. I have to keep working hard for Liang Bro. I have to repay his kindness. Naipeo shook his head. All right, I'll do it. You're quite loyal, but there's something wrong with your master. Lin Yi shook his head. Brother Liang treats me very well. Lin Yi, you don't have to sow discord between us. Naipeo retorted, don't talk about pointless, there's no way you'll be able to get me to betray you. Go get Liang Bro if you can, and if he doesn't target you, then I won't target you either. But that's impossible, Liang Bro hates you to the bone. Forget it, let's absorb the qi. Lin Yi didn't want to talk too much with Naipeo. This guy was stubborn, and there was nothing Lin Yi could do. Naipeo nodded, not saying anything else. He looked at Chi-Chi and put his hand on her wrist, preparing to use his practitioner's arts to absorb the 5 malevolence qi from her. Wait. Lin Yi stopped him suddenly. What? Naipeo paused. Why wait? I need to see if you can hurt her. Lin Yi said as he bent down to look at Naipeo's hand on Chi-Chi's wrist. You're trying to learn it secretly, aren't you? Naipeo wasn't an idiot. He thought back to when Lin Yi used the Hellfire Fist, and guessed what Lin Yi was thinking. You don't have a practitioner's arts, you think you can learn it just by looking? Lin Yi was exposed, but he acted as if nothing had happened at all, speaking faintly. Others might not be able to learn it, but you might. How else would you know my demon of Hell Fist? Naipeo didn't believe Lin Yi's words. Mine's called Hellfire Fist, different from your demon of Hell Fist. They're two completely different skills, Lin Yi said. You think I'm an idiot? I think you made it up based on my skills. Naipeo shook his head. You're always lying to me. I'll have to be more careful of you in the future, and I won't use my skills in front of you. Who knows if you'll steal them from me? You really think too highly of me. Lin Yi smiled bitterly. He didn't think that Naipeo would be so smart after waking up. It wasn't easy for him to think this through. But, since Naipeo had already put it that way, Lin Yi didn't want to peek anymore. Naipeo would find a way to hide him if he did. So, Lin Yi stood to the side, not bothering Naipeo anymore. He asked casually, can you absorb the 5 savages' chi from her even if she doesn't use her arts? The practitioner's arts absorbs the practitioner's own chi. This 5 malice chi isn't hers, so I can absorb it directly. Naipeo didn't try to hide the truth. Oh, I see. Lin Yi nodded. You absorb it then, I'll leave for a bit. She's done. Naipeo stood up and said to Lin Yi, she might wake up in a bit. Alright, thank you for this. Lin Yi and Naipeo were enemies, but Naipeo had saved Chi-Chi, so Lin Yi had to be polite. No need for thanks. You saved me, too, so we're even. Plus, I absorbed the 5 savagery chi from her body, and it healed quite a bit of my wounds. Naipeo waved his hand. You should think about how we're going to get back first. Alright. Yeah, now that Chi-Chi's 5 malice chi was gone, the biggest problem was how to get out of here. Naipeo was unconscious, but he'd heard that the spirit beast had stopped resting, and so he was a little worried. Either we force our way out, or we find a pattern. Lin Yi said, I don't have any ideas right now. I can avoid spirit beasts myself, as long as it's not a sky class, but you guys can't. Right, who's this? Naipeo didn't know what to do as he turned to Tian-chan. He knew that Lin Yi could avoid spirit beasts, but Lin Yi had miraculously dodged a couple of attacks after getting hit by the dark demon fist. Naipeo thought it was weird at the time, but now that he heard Lin Yi's explanation, he understood. Chapter 2865. Both of them had more or less guessed each other's identities, but if her identity as the young master of the Sky Elixir sect were to be exposed, it'd create a huge gap between her and Lin Yi. Oh, hello. Naipeo was a eunuch, and he had no interest in beauties. In his eyes, they were nothing but red skulls. Tian-chan was very pretty, but he only greeted her briefly before turning his attention to Lin Yi. Tian-chan didn't show her strength, and Naipeo didn't expect her to be a sky-class late-phase peak. Since she was saved by Lin Yi, as far as Naipeo was concerned, Tian-chan was only a small mystic. Zhang Naipeo didn't talk much, and Tian-chan was happy to be at peace. She didn't want Lin Yi to see through her if she said too much. How about this, that spirit beast of yours can interact with other spirit beasts? Naipeo hesitated before turning to Lin Yi. We can have it negotiate with the spirit beasts we meet on the way, and use both carrot and stick. If they let us pass, then we'll be fine, but if they attack me, I can reflect the damage, and use my wasp absorption arts to suck their chi dry. Oh. You can suck them? Oh, I forgot. Can't we just fight our way out? Lin Yi thought of Naipeo's wasp absorption arts. It was a very powerful skill. Yes, but it's not realistic to fight all the way out. Spirit beasts obviously have more Jin Qi than human cultivators. With my current strength, I can absorb a yellow or mystic spirit beast, but it's a bit difficult to absorb an earth spirit beast. If I absorb a heaven spirit beast, my body will explode and I will die. Just like the last time you almost made me explode and die. Naipeo shook his head. Plus, even if it's a golden or mystic class, I can only suck 2 or 3 of them, I can't take it anymore. That's true. Lin Yi nodded in understanding. Oh right, why don't you absorb 2 spirit beasts and then use the divine thorns art to injure a few more spirit beasts. Then, absorb again to heal your wounds. This way, you won't have to worry about your body exploding. That is a good idea. Naipeo thought about it and agreed, but we need to be careful when we leave. A few beasts is fine, but if there's a bunch of them, I won't be able to handle them. We can only try our best to avoid it. After all, we don't have the final say in this matter. Lin Yi shrugged. Then should we leave now? Naipeo asked. Works. Lin Yi said as he carried Chi-Chi on his back. She wouldn't be of any help in the fight against the spirit beasts, whether she was awake or not. Carrying her wouldn't make a difference. Tian-chan had been listening to the conversation between Lin Yi and Naipeo the whole time, and when Naipeo suggested leaving, Tian-chan questioned, doing that? I'm afraid we'll attract even more spirit beasts. The beasts here seem to be very united, and if we kill too many of them, we'll be surrounded by a horde of beasts. It'll be hard for us to leave then. But this is the only way. You're a girl, don't say anything. Naipeo was naturally displeased at Tian-chan's rebuttal. In his eyes, Tian-chan was on the same level as Chi-Chi. If it weren't for the fact that she was Lin Yi's friend, he wouldn't even bother talking to her. Ha! Tian-chan smiled and didn't say anything. Naipeo was right, this was the only way, and it was the only way. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to get to the portal smoothly. It wasn't a long way, but from the looks of it, these spirit beasts were all very excited. They'd probably be surrounded as soon as they got out. The sky was bright now, and Lin Yi carried Chi-Chi, Tian-chan, Naipeo, and the pig out of the safe area, heading towards the portal. It was fine at first, but they didn't get far before 2 yellow-class spirit beasts locked onto them. GG. The Skybolt pig barked twice at the 2 yellow-ranked spirit beasts. Although the 2 yellow-ranked spirit beasts were unwilling, they still obediently left. Lin Yi just remembered that Skybolt pig was a mystic late-phase peak, and could suppress spirit beasts below that level. Naipeo was very tensored, these 2 spirit beasts were only golden class, but they were different from humans. Some of them were already extremely strong when they were golden class, but some of them weren't even that strong when they reached sky class. But he didn't expect Lin Yi's spirit beasts to be able to suppress yellow class spirit beasts. I didn't think that this would make it so much easier for us to get to the portal. As long as we don't run into any earth or sky class spirit beasts, we'll be fine. Skybolt pig nodded his head proudly. In fact, he was just trying to give it a try. The order from the 5 evils dragon was lifted, but he didn't know if the spiritual beasts would be suppressed immediately. Now, it seemed that it was feasible. Tian-chan was a bit surprised as well, and she looked at Skybolt pig with praise. With the Skybolt pig, their journey was much smoother. Firstly, the Skybolt pig could sense high-rank spirit beasts' auras, thus it could warn everyone from far away. As such, they could change their paths and not walk in a straight line. This way, they could avoid encountering high-rank spirit beasts as much as possible. Some of the low-class spirit beasts, on the other hand, didn't care about it at all, and used the suppression system to hide from high-class spirit beasts. It was a smooth journey, but sometimes, when things went too smoothly, other people, or more accurately, spirit beasts would be jealous of them. Skybolt pig could hide from high-class spirit beasts, and deal with low-class spirit beasts, but all of this was noticed by the sound-wave flying spirit beasts that were in charge of sending messages in the 5 malefic barons. They reported it to the 5 malefic dragon immediately. The 5 malefic dragon heard the report, and it was a bit shocked. Before, It let the spirit beasts go back to their original state because it wanted Lin Yi and the others to stay here forever. But the 5 malefic dragon was prideful, and it didn't want to kill a few human practitioners just because of it. But now, the 5 malefic dragon was a bit pissed off. These little guys were pretty smart, weren't they? But that didn't matter, the 5 malefic dragon was going all out this time. It couldn't tolerate anything that wasn't under its control in its territory. The 5 malefic dragon wanted Lin Yi and the others to know that it was the king of this place, and that no matter how smart they were, it was useless. Chapter 2866. But, to be able to make me, the dragon of 5 evils, give me the order to kill you, it's a worthy death. After receiving the order, the spirit beast went to pass on the 5 diabolical dragons' order. Although it took some time to pass on the order, the spirit beast didn't have to search for the 5 diabolical dragon this time. Instead, the spirit beast directly passed on the 5 diabolical dragons' order, which was faster than usual. It didn't take long before all the spirit beasts of Earth class and above in the 5 Fiends Wildlands received the order from the 5 Fiends Dragon. They were ready to surround Lin Yi and the others. Since the other spirit beasts could hear this command, the Skybolt pig could naturally hear it as well. When it heard the command from the Soundwave flying spirit beast, it jumped in fright. The fur on its body stood on end, and it stopped in its tracks. Skybolt pig, what's wrong? Lin Yi paused when he saw Skybolt pig stop all of a sudden. He didn't know what was going on. Oink! Skybolt pig found a soft spot and rode on the ground with his paw. Not good. The dragon of 5 evils sent out a new order, telling all the low-level spirit beasts to attack us. What? Lin Yi was taken aback, and so was Tian Chan Naipeo, on the other hand, frowned, not believing what he'd just heard. He'd never dealt with the dragon of 5 evils before, so he asked, why would the dragon of 5 evils make such a big move for us? You're not lying to us, are you? Skybolt pig wouldn't lie. Lin Yi shook his head. I'm afraid we're in trouble. Lin Yi didn't expect the dragon of 5 evils to be this bad. It had been using all sorts of dirty tricks along the way, and if one didn't work, then another. It wouldn't stop until it got what it wanted. But Lin Yi could understand, it was normal for the dragon of 5 evils to be angry, after all. If Lin Yi was in its shoes, he'd fight to the death as well. Looks like I can only risk it. Naipeo, on the other hand, didn't think that Lin Yi was a liar. Since Lin Yi said that the pig was telling the truth, Naipeo naturally believed him. Let's show our strength now and see if we can scare the beasts. If we can't, we'll just kill our way out. Lin Yi, can your mid-grade golden cicada undergarment defend against an earth-rank spirit beast's attack? How would I know? Lin Yi was stunned and said, you're the one who sent this underwear to me. Why are you asking me? But, Naipeo's words reminded Lin Yi that he didn't know if this mid-tier golden cicada undergarment could defend against anything below sky class. Since the underwear had a strict grading system, then spirit beasts also had a grading system. Was it possible? You can give it a try later. Naipeo said after a sigh, you better help me block the Earth-class spirit beast's attack, and I'll use my dark demon fist to attack it. When my chi is used up, I'll find a sky-class spirit beast to absorb it. This is much easier than using my own thorn arts to reflect the damage. But, when I'm halfway through, the beast won't be able to move, and you'll have to help me kill it. If I absorb too much, I'll explode and die. It was obvious that Naipeo was ready to go all out. He'd just reached Sky Class, and he didn't dare use his wasp absorption arts to absorb Sky Class spirit beasts. But this was too sudden, and he had no choice but to take the risk. It was as Skybolt Pig said, they'd all die here. Show our strength? Lin Yi smiled bitterly. Our strength is nothing in the beast's eyes. Even Tian Chan wouldn't be able to scare them, would she? That Dongfang Balu from before was also a Sky-class late-phase peak, right? Tian Chan. Naipeo paused and looked at Tian Chan, surprised. You're a sky-class late-phase peak. Yeah. Tian-chan nodded. Naipeo was speechless. He cupped his fists. I'm sorry, I overlooked this before. I didn't think that there would be a master here. That's great, you'll be a great helper when we fight the spirit beasts later. You and Lin Yi are here, how would I dare call myself a master? Tian-chan realized that she didn't have much of an advantage in front of Lin Yi and Naipeo. Both of them knew that Hell XX Fist, and even if she was a sky-class late-phase peak, she'd turn into a lunatic after getting hit by it. Tian-chan didn't think that she wouldn't be able to break through the Hell XX Fist, but even if she did, she'd still be at a disadvantage. You can in front of me, I'm scared of kicks, but Naipeo's not. He's a eunuch, Lin Yi said. Tian-chan's face reddened as she glared at Lin Yi, but Naipeo was here, and Tian-chan couldn't threaten him. She only humphed. Naipeo, on the other hand, was confused. What does this have to do with being a eunuch? Are you discriminating against eunuchs? Nothing, just joking. Lin Yi was afraid that Tian-chan would go berserk, so he shrugged and was about to change the topic when he saw Skybolt Pig shivering, and the jade on Lin Yi's chest sent a warning signal as well. Danger was coming. Naipeo, on the other hand, seemed to have realized something as well. He raised his head and looked into the distance. It was the footsteps of spirit beasts, and they were in groups. This made Naipeo's scalp go numb. This wasn't just one or two spirit beasts. It was a group of spirit beasts. Skybolt Pig, what's going on? Lin Yi's face wasn't looking too good as well. There are at least 20 Earth-class spirit beasts coming this way. Skybolt Pig wrote on the ground. At least 20? Lin Yi felt dizzy as he looked at Naipeo, a bitter smile on his face. Naipeo, it seems like your idea won't work. So many spirit beasts. Even if you can absorb one, and I can defend one, the others won't give us a chance. Then what do you suggest we do? Naipeo didn't know what to do. He didn't think that the dragon would be this evil. Did you guys offend the dragon somehow? Why is it so mean? Offended. They really did offend it. But Lin Yi couldn't tell Naipeo all that, and could only say it vaguely. We're here to participate in the test, isn't offending it? Tian-chan didn't expect to run into danger like this. She didn't know what to do, either. But, just when Tian-chan didn't know what to do, she felt a touch on her waist. Turning around, she saw Lin Yi's hand touching her. This pissed Tian-chan off. Chapter 2867. Go first, don't worry about us. Lin Yi said. Tian-chan realized that there was something on her waist. It was the perfume pouch she gave to Lin Yi before. She didn't think that Lin Yi would give it back to her. It's not too late. Lin Yi said to Tian-chan, go. Tian-chan didn't think that Lin Yi would still think of her at a time like this. She was very touched, and a little sweet. Was this the feeling of two people caring for each other? Okay. She felt that coming back to find Lin Yi wasn't a waste. But could she leave by herself now? If she left, what would happen to Lin Yi? I'll fight with you. Tian-chan made her decision instantly. It was a very irrational decision, completely different from the calm and collected silkworm transformation she used to be. But now, she was Tian-chan. She didn't regret it. If I can deal with them, then there's no point in you staying. If I can't, then you'll be a pointless sacrifice. Lin Yi said. But Tian-chan thought about it. Lin Yi was right, she wouldn't be of any help if she stayed. A sky-class late-phase peak was very small in front of these spirit beasts. If we don't leave now, we won't have time. Lin Yi interrupted Tian-chan, it's too late. Naipeo didn't know why Lin Yi wanted Tian-chan to leave, but he didn't have the time to ask. He only told Lin Yi and Tian-chan what he saw. The spirit beasts are coming from all directions. She can't escape. What? Lin Yi took a deep breath. It seemed like the dragon of 5 fiends had made up its mind this time, determined to get rid of them. Roar dash, woo, goo goo, the footsteps and cries of the spirit beasts were getting nearer and nearer, and in the blink of an eye, they were right in front of them. Just as Naipeo had said, dozens of spirit beasts were surrounding them from all directions, leaving them with no way to escape. Roar, woo, goo goo. However, what puzzled Lin Yi and the others was that after the spiritual beasts surrounded them, they did not make any further moves. They merely surrounded them without attacking or moving forward. None of the spiritual beasts took the initiative to provoke them, but they still surrounded them in the middle. What does that mean? Lin Yi looked at Skybolt Pig strangely. Gigi, the Skybolt Pig asked the spirit beasts surrounding them. Roar, one of the spiritual beasts replied. The dragon of 5 evils is coming. Thunder Pig wrote on the ground. What? The dragon of 5 evils. It's coming personally? Lin Yi was taken aback. He thought that the spirit beasts wouldn't attack them, but now that the dragon of 5 evils was here, there wasn't much to talk about. Naipeo's face darkened as well. He didn't know what kind of bad luck he had to make the dragon of 5 evils come personally. It seems like we won't be able to get out today. Roar. With an angry roar, the dragon of 5 evils floated over, and to Lin Yi's surprise, the dragon of 5 evils could fly. There was actually a pair of wings on its back, but they weren't very obvious. They were very, very small, and Lin Yi was quite puzzled. How could these wings fly? Wasn't this a classic example of a pony pulling a cart, and 0.8L engine pulling a tank, but it really did fly. Other than looking a little uncoordinated, the flight was very natural, like a helicopter. It could go up and down, and it landed right in front of Lin Yi and the others. I have to admit that you little fellows are very smart. You made use of all the resources available to you and actually came here. The dragon of 5 evils rolled its eyes as it spoke to Lin Yi and the others. It was hard to tell if it was angry or something else. You've been toying with us all this time? Lin Yi was furious, but there was nothing he could do. From the moment the dragon of 5 evils threw him off the cliff until now, he realized that he hadn't been able to break free from the dragon of 5 evils' control. It seemed like the dragon of 5 evils wanted to toy with him until he died. That's right. The first time you and this girl came to 5 Evils Mountain, I threw you off the cliff, and you climbed up on your own. I decided to let you go, so I didn't bother with you anymore. Who knew that you'd come here again? I could endure it once, but that doesn't mean I can endure it a second time. The dragon of 5 evils sneered. The reason why I didn't injure you and throw you off the cliff the second time was to toy with you. I wanted to let you see a little hope of survival, and then wait for you to climb up, then slowly destroy your hope. I see. Lin Yi couldn't help but smile bitterly. So, you came here personally to kill us? Originally, I did not intend to kill you personally, but I suddenly realized that I have underestimated you. However, it is also a very satisfying thing for me to be able to personally kill highly intelligent cultivators like you. The 5 Evils dragon said. That's right. Pervert. Lin Yi was speechless at the dragon of 5 Evils' words. Did this guy have any setbacks when he was young? Why is his heart so dark? You're right, I am a pervert. I've been in this 5 Evils wilderness for too long, and now that I've found something fun, how could I let it go? The dragon of 5 Evils looked at Lin Yi and the others with a mocking look. In its eyes, Lin Yi and the others were its playthings. Then how do you want us to die? Lin Yi asked. Let me think. The dragon of 5 Evils pretended to be deep in thought. How about this? You guys kill each other, and I'll let the last survivor go. What do you think? Lin Yi frowned upon hearing this. This dragon of 5 Evils was really evil. It made this request just to watch the show, and it had other reasons to kill the last survivor. It was just toying with them. A flash of hesitation flashed in Naipeo's eyes, but remembering that Lin Yi was stronger than himself, he'd be the one to die. He gave up on the idea of killing each other. Plus, there was still Tian Chan, whose strength was unknown. Who knew what other trump cards she had up her sleeve? What? You don't believe what I said? The Dragon of Five Evils saw that Lin Yi and the others weren't moving. It was getting a little angry. You only have one chance, and you won't get another if you miss it. None of you want to live? Chapter 2868. I'm talking about the kid in the black shirt. Naipeo pointed at himself. The Dragon of Five Fiends nodded. Yes, you. This has nothing to do with you. I have a grudge against the three of them, and you got dragged into this. So, do you want to kill them? You think I'm an idiot? Naipeo rolled his eyes. Even if I got dragged into this, I wouldn't do anything. My life was saved by Lin Yi in the first place, and even if he didn't, I'm no match for him. If I make the first move, I'll be the first to die. Instead of that, I might as well wait and see. Who knows, maybe I won't just sit there and wait. Is that so? The Dragon of Five Fiendish Evils, it realized that its intelligence was still lacking compared to a human practitioner's. It was easy for human practitioners to trick each other, and it was easy for them to fall into a trap, but the Dragon of Five Fiendish Evils, it realized that it wasn't that easy. After saying so much, these human practitioners still didn't fall for it. It couldn't help but feel a little dispirited. It stopped playing around and turned to the spirit beasts. Let's go together and tear them to pieces. Roar dash, woo, goo goo, the spirit beasts around the Dragon of Five Fiendish Evils, they were ready to charge in and kill Lin Yi and the others. Lin Yi cursed inwardly. Ever since he came to Songshan, he'd come across a lot of trouble and danger, but he'd always find a way to deal with it. This was the first time he'd had to sit and wait helplessly for death. Tian Chan, on the other hand, paled as well. She wasn't afraid of dying, especially when she was with Lin Yi. But what she was afraid of was what would happen to the Sky Elixir sect after her death. What about her brother? Could he shoulder the burden of the young head? Naipeo, on the other hand, was expressionless. If Lin Yi hadn't saved him, he wouldn't have been able to survive here anymore. The pain of being burned alive in the sea of fire wasn't something a normal person could endure for long. He was awake now, but it was only a matter of time before he died. From the very beginning, Lin Yi had started to compress the true Qi bomb, but then there were too many spirit beasts, so the effect of Lin Yi's true Qi bomb became insignificant. Now that the Five Evils dragon had appeared, Lin Yi was not sure whether he could hurt it or not, but Lin Yi decided to give it a try. However, just as Lin Yi was about to give it his all, a mighty roar was suddenly heard coming from between Lin Yi's group and the spiritual beasts. Get back. Roar. Ow. Woo. Goo goo. The spiritual beasts that had received the order from the Five Evils dragon were about to pounce on Lin Yi's group and tear them to shreds, but to everyone's surprise, the spiritual beasts stopped in their tracks and let out a confused roar before retreating quickly. Even the eyes of the Five Evils dragon flickered with astonishment. Roar. Five Evils dragon, you little guy will escort them out. The voice continued. Roar. Yes. The Five Evils dragon's breathing quickened, and anyone could tell that it was extremely nervous right now. It seemed to be extremely afraid of the owner of the voice. This was a voice that Lin Yi, Tian Chan, and even Naipeo weren't unfamiliar with. It was the voice that had woken Naipeo up earlier. Lin Yi was pleasantly surprised. He didn't think that this thing would come out to interfere. Lin Yi hadn't planned on begging that thing at all. Firstly, Lin Yi didn't think that it could defeat this many spiritual beasts. It had said that it had killed a few sky-class human practitioners, but human practitioners and spiritual beasts were two completely different concepts. A human practitioner that could kill a sky-class practitioner might not even be able to kill a mystic-class spiritual beast. What Lin Yi didn't expect even more was that these spiritual beasts would actually listen to the thing's words. They really retreated, and even the Five Evils dragon was extremely respectful towards it, agreeing to escort them out. What was going on? Lin Yi had never heard of a practitioner being able to command so many spiritual beasts before himself. Was this the privilege of a heavenly class practitioner? But, as long as the thing didn't say anything, Lin Yi wouldn't be able to find out. If you dare disturb my training again, I'll kill you. The mist-like thing threatened the Five Evils dragon. But, its threat was quite effective. The Five Evils dragon nodded in fear. Don't worry, I was just joking with them, I hope so. With that, the thing disappeared, and only Lin Yi knew that it had gone back into the jade space. You summoned it again? Tian Chan looked at Lin Yi in surprise. She didn't expect that this mist-like thing that Lin Yi had summoned could command spiritual beasts. I don't know how it came out. Lin Yi smiled bitterly. Naipeo, on the other hand, was very confused. Lin Yi had summoned this thing to wake him up, and he was already confused as to what it was. Now that it could even threaten spiritual beasts, he was even more confused. What was this? Could it be Lin Yi's new trump card? It looked like he was pretty strong. Thank God he didn't attack Lin Yi rashly, otherwise he wouldn't even know how he died. No, he had to report this to Liang Bro when he got back. This Lin Yi was too amazing. But, as surprised as he was, he didn't ask curiously. He knew that even if he did, Lin Yi wouldn't tell him, just like how he wouldn't tell Lin Yi about the wasp absorption arts. Please, everyone. The Five Evils dragon was afraid of the thing, but it had regained its calmness towards Lin Yi's group, although its tone was a lot better now. Huh, Five Evils dragon, you didn't expect this, did you? We won in the end. Lin Yi knew that the more confident he acted, the more he could scare the Five Evils dragon. Lin Yi knew that with that thing's temperament, it would be very difficult to get it to come out again. To be able to invite him. The Five Fiendish dragon shook his head. I've underestimated you. Lin Yi wanted to ask the Five Evils dragon what it was that he'd invited, but that would mean revealing his identity to the dragon. So, Lin Yi only thought about it, not asking. The spectating spirit beasts were all sent away by the Dragon of Five Fiends, and the Dragon of Five Fiends escorted Lin Yi, Tian Chan, and Naipeo all the way to the portal. Chapter 2869. Never see each other again? Huh, that's hard to say. The dragon said faintly, Kid, you've got some skill. I like you. Who knows, maybe we'll meet again in another plane. Let's see what else you can rely on then. I hope you won't disappoint me. With that, the dragon turned around and left, not giving Lin Yi a chance to speak. He left Lin Yi with a lot of questions. Another plane? They'd meet again? Lin Yi didn't understand what the Five Fiends dragon was talking about, but he was certain that he would never come to a place like the Five Fiends wildlands ever again. Unless he was forced to, he wouldn't come here on his own accord. Lin Yi carried Chi-Chi on his back as he went through the portal with Tian Chan, Naipeo, and Skybolt Pig. They were finally back at the Sky Elixir Sex Back Mountain, but there were no more Sky Elixir disciples here. The test was over. Lin Yi let out a long breath as he looked at the familiar scenery. He was finally out. Everything that had happened these few days felt like a lifetime ago, but Lin Yi knew that it was time for him and Tian Chan to part ways. Lin Yi didn't see Tian Chan at the registration stage of the Heavenly Elixir School's trial, so Tian Chan didn't stay in the inn. Thinking of her special status in the Five Elements School, Heavenly Elixir School wouldn't treat her like a normal participant. You. Lin Yi hesitated before opening his mouth. I. Tian Chan opened her mouth at the same time. Both of them were stunned. Tian Chan couldn't help but smile. I'm leaving. You can go down the mountain from here and return to the inn of the Heavenly Elixir sect. Okay. Lin Yi looked at Tian Chan, a little sad. Will we meet again? Maybe. Tian Chan didn't know how to answer this question. There were some things about the future that even she wasn't sure about, and she couldn't decide for herself. Then, we'll meet again. Lin Yi also knew that Tian Chan might have her own difficulties. The Five Elements sect was a very overbearing sect, especially under the leadership of Patriarch Xianchen. Why do I feel like you're treating me as the dragon of five evils? Tian Chan felt weird when she heard Lin Yi's words. Don't kick me. Lin Yi laughed. I'll kick you. Tian Chan also laughed. Ahem. I say, can you guys stop flirting? Naipeo couldn't take it anymore. If you're in a hurry, you can leave first. You don't need me here, Lin Yi said. Let's go back together. Naipeo hesitated. He really was a little scared now that they'd come out. He was still worried that they'd run into some trouble, and being with Lin Yi gave him a sense of security. I'm going. Tian Chan was silent for a while before gathering up her courage. Give me your number. Okay. Lin Yi didn't even think before giving his number 159XXXX. Mine is 139XXXX. Tian Chan gave Lin Yi her private number as well. Contact me when you're free, okay? Lin Yi took in a deep breath and turned around, walking down the mountain with Naipeo. Tian Chan faintly sighed and quickly headed towards the direction of the temporary imperial residence. Manager Sun was very confused as to why Lin Yi and Naipeo would come back together. Weren't these two enemies? Lin Yi had just crippled Emojo. How were these two coming back together? Did they make up? Naipeo, why isn't Chi-Chi awake yet? It had been almost a day, and Chi-Chi still hadn't woken up. Lin Yi was a little worried. That I don't know, but I'm sure I absorbed her 5 malice chi. As for when she'll wake up, I can't say for sure. Naipeo shook his head. Alright, Lin Yi, we'll go back to being enemies when we get back to the inn. Next time, we'll fight again. Next time, I hope so. Lin Yi knew that Naipeo was telling the truth. Naipeo had absorbed Chi-Chi's 5 malice chi, and Lin Yi had checked on him to see if there was anything wrong with him. Perhaps Chi-Chi had been a little tired these last 2 days, and hadn't eaten much. That was why she'd been sleeping for so long. It had been a long time since someone had returned to the inn. Today, someone had suddenly returned. The cultivators in the inn were all very surprised. They didn't know who was so powerful that they could safely return from the savage land of 5 evils after 20 days. But, when they saw that it was Naipeo, they all looked a little fearful. Their faces changed when they saw Lin Yi. It was said that Zhang Naipeo's Demon 8 had been killed by Lin Yi in the test. As for Naipeo coming back with Lin Yi, no one dared to ask, even though they were confused. Qikuan, Feng Shiyan, Li Siba, and Gu Xian, on the other hand, were surprised and happy to see Lin Yi back. Boss, you're back. The 4 of them walked out from the crowd to greet him. You 4 came out safely as well. Not bad. Lin Yi sighed in relief when he saw that his 4 lackeys were safe. Boss, why did Naipeo come back with you? Plus, wasn't he crazy? Qikuan asked, confused. It's a long story, let's go back to the room and talk. Lin Yi waved his hand and pointed upstairs. Naipeo went back to his room, a little saddened. He could tell that the practitioners here were still very respectful towards him, but there was a hint of gloating in their eyes. Mo Ba and Mo Jiao were done for, and he'd come here with 3 people, and only 1 had returned, and he'd almost lost himself in the process. Lin Yi went back to his room and put Chi-Chi on the bed before telling them everything that happened in the 5 malice wastelands, including why he had to save Naipeo. So it's because of Chi-Chi. Qikuan realized. Otherwise, with Lin Yi's personality, he would have killed Naipeo the moment he saw him go crazy. Why would he wake him up? Wasn't that unnecessary? Yeah, so I let him go for now. Lin Yi said, are you guys alright? No one bullied you after I left, right? Chapter 2870. Oh. The young master of the Sky Elixir sect? What's he doing here? Lin Yi paused. Is he here to visit you alone, or? He's here alone, but it's all about Zhang Naipeo. With that, Qikuan told Lin Yi about the silkworm transformation. The Sky Elixir sect is concerned about Zhang Naipeo? Lin Yi frowned. He didn't connect it to Tian Chan right away. After all, the silkworm transformation was very secretive, and from Qikuan's point of view, he was here to ask about Zhang Naipeo. His impression had affected Lin Yi as well. But after the shock, Lin Yi remembered what Tian Chan had said. Naipeo was someone her sect wanted her to find. Could it be that the Sky Elixir sect and Five Elements sect had some sort of secret relationship? With that thought, Lin Yi felt that it was very possible Tian Chan was 100% from Five Elements sect, and since the Sky Elixir sect came to ask Qikuan about Zhang Naipeo, then Tian Chan went back to Five Elements sect. It all made sense. But, as Lin Yi saw it, Tian Chan volunteering to go back to Five Elements sect was for himself. This touched Lin Yi immensely. After all, Tian Chan only started thinking about Zhang Naipeo after finding Lin Yi. Yeah, what's wrong? Qikuan saw the change in Lin Yi's face. Nothing. Right, has the Sky Elixir sect's reward been announced yet? Lin Yi asked. Not yet, it's already been registered. Boss, you have the medicine too, right? Go register it with the people from Sky Elixir, don't miss it. Qikuan reminded. I'll ask the innkeeper downstairs later. Lin Yi nodded. Zhang Naipeo's safe return was good news for both Sky Elixir and Five Elements, but Lin Yi's safe return wasn't good news at all. Tian Chan, why is Lin Yi and Zhang Naipeo together? Patriarch Black Earth originally thought that Lin Yi could die in the Five Evils Savage Land. That way, he wouldn't have to do anything and Taganlong's revenge would be avenged. Furthermore, Boss Bai wouldn't be able to say anything. What he didn't expect was that Lin Yi and Naipeo returned to the inn together. He'd have to ask Tian Chan about this. Uncle Xianxian, when I found Naipeo, he was with Lin Yi. They seemed to have reached some sort of agreement. Tian Chan said. I didn't ask much and just brought them both out. Tian Chan's lie was specious. Even if Naipeo said anything afterwards, it didn't matter, he did indeed reach an agreement with Lin Yi. It's good that Lin Yi can come back safely. Otherwise, it'll be hard to explain to Big Brother. Patriarch Black Earth was happy from the bottom of his heart. If something really happened to Lin Yi, he wouldn't be able to explain it to Boss Bai. That's true. Ancestor Xianxian couldn't say anything more. He waved his hand and said, Tian Chan, you've worked hard this time. Go back and find Kong Xiaoming. Tell him that I'm looking for him. Yes. Tian Chan cupped her fists and left the room. She was relieved that Patriarch Black Earth didn't ask for more details. After Tian Chan left, Patriarch Black Earth also got up and left. He didn't like Kong Mingming very much. Patriarch Black Earth was looking for Kong Mingming just to take him in as a disciple. Patriarch Black Earth wasn't willing to participate in those things. After a while, Kong Mingming walked into Patriarch Black Earth's room respectfully under Little Peach's lead. Disciple Kong Mingming greets Master. Kong Mingming knelt on the ground as soon as he entered. It was as if he was meeting the Emperor of the past. He kowtowed 3 times and bowed 9 times. He was as respectful as he could be. Oh, Xiaoming, get up. Patriarch Black Earth was very satisfied with Kong Mingming's actions. Thank you, Master. Kong Mingming stood up and carefully stood beside Patriarch Black Earth. Xiaoming, I asked you to come this time because I wanted to ask you, what kind of martial arts do you want to learn? Patriarch Black Earth didn't really care much about this disciple and name, but Kong Mingming was very respectful to him and was also an elder of the Heavenly Elixir sect. Therefore, Patriarch Black Earth planned to train him and let him become his spokesperson in the Heavenly Elixir sect. Master, whatever you want to teach me, I will learn. I don't dare to be picky. Kang Ming Ming was ecstatic and said quickly. He was a mid-stage heaven stage expert, but he was just an alchemist. He didn't have the strength to fight, especially when he stood in front of Lin Yi as a heaven stage expert. He was also threatened by Lin Yi and forced to agree to some unfair treaties. This made Kang Ming Ming very sullen and helpless. Therefore, he desired strength more than any alchemist. Very good, but although you said that, I saw a strong desire in your eyes, Patriarch Black Earth said lightly. This. Kang Ming Ming suddenly blushed. I don't like people lying in front of me. Tell me the truth, what do you want to learn? Patriarch Black Earth asked with a solemn expression. I want to learn powerful martial arts, the more powerful the better. Kang Ming Ming gritted his teeth and said. Not bad, you're finally telling the truth. Patriarch Black Earth nodded and asked, why? Because. I want to surpass Lin Yi. I want revenge, I want to kill Lin Yi. Kang Ming Ming knew Patriarch Black Earth's character, so he planned to tell the truth. He was gambling that the truth would make Patriarch Black Earth look at him in a different light and teach him powerful martial arts. Oh. When Patriarch Black Earth heard the name Lin Yi, his expression changed slightly. He was a little surprised. You have a grudge with that Lin Yi? That's right. Kang Ming Ming nodded and said, last time, I went to exchange the marrow and bone cleansing pill recipe with Lin Yi. I wanted to humiliate him, but I didn't expect that I wasn't his opponent. Instead, I was humiliated by him. Oh? You have a grudge before? Patriarch Black Earth asked with interest after hearing that. Yes, Master, it's like this. Kang Ming Ming didn't expect Patriarch Black Earth to be interested in the grudge between him and Lin Yi, so he didn't hide it and recounted the grudge between him and Lin Yi to Patriarch Black Earth in detail. I didn't know that. Kang Ming Ming, you're quite sarcastic. You're really a sarcastic person. Patriarch Black Earth looked at Kang Ming Ming and said with a laugh, although you didn't succeed in doing these things, it's enough to prove that you're a person full of evil tricks. Chapter 2871. No, when I, Patriarch Xianchen, accept a disciple, the most important thing is character. Patriarch Xianchen waved his hand and said. Master, I will definitely change in the future and be an upright person. Kang Ming Ming was shocked and quickly said. No, you misunderstood. I mean, when I accept disciples, I like people like you the most. You are not bad, but you are very immoral, which is exactly what I like. Originally, I only wanted to accept you as a nominal disciple, but you succeeded in making me look at you in a different light. I am going to accept you as an official disciple. Patriarch Xianchen said. After hearing Patriarch Xuanchen's words, Kang Ming Ming was a little dumbfounded. He never thought that his bad ideas would actually become an advantage, and he actually made Patriarch Xianchen accept him as an official disciple. Was he dreaming? Kang Ming Ming, are you not willing? Patriarch Xianchen asked lightly. Master, I am willing. Kang Ming Ming was surprised and happy. He quickly knelt on the ground and kowtowed. Master, I will definitely carry forward my character in the future and strive to help Master do more bad things. Well, get up. By the way, I also have a grudge against Lin Yi. Patriarch Xianchen was thinking whether he could use Kang Ming Ming to kill Lin Yi. Because of Boss Bai, it was not good for him to attack Lin Yi, but Kang Ming Ming was different. Kang Ming Ming and Lin Yi originally had a grudge. If Kang Ming Ming directly attacked, even if Boss Bai suspected that he was the instigator, there would be no evidence. This was a way to get the best of both worlds. What? Master, isn't it as easy as pinching an ant for Master to kill that insignificant Lin Yi? Why don't you attack him? Kang Ming Ming was a little strange. In his opinion, no matter how powerful Lin Yi was, he could not compete with the Five Elements sect. There are some reasons for this that I won't talk about. In short, I can't attack him directly. Patriarch Xianqian waved his hand and said, let's not talk about Lin Yi's matter for now. Let's talk about you first. Originally, I wanted to teach you a random martial technique, but since you've officially become my disciple, I'll teach you some powerful martial techniques. Thank you, Master. Kang Mingming quickly expressed his gratitude. The martial skill I'm going to teach you is called Pill Fire Bomb. Patriarch Black Earth enunciated each word clearly. Pill Flame Bomb. When Kang Mingming heard the name of this martial skill, he was slightly stunned. Master, this Pill Fire Bomb doesn't sound very powerful. It doesn't sound very powerful, but when it's used, it's very powerful. Patriarch Xianqian waved his hand and said, this martial skill was invented by my master. Only alchemists can activate it. However, in my sect, no one else knows about it other than me. I'm teaching you because you're the only alchemist among my disciples. Secondly, I like your temperament very much. That's why I'm teaching you this Pill Fire Bomb. Ah, thank you, Master, for thinking so highly of me. When Kang Mingming heard Patriarch Black Earth's explanation, he realized that this was definitely a very powerful martial skill. Otherwise, Patriarch Black Earth would not have hidden it from others. Yes, this martial skill is not difficult, but it's not easy either. It's just that most people can't think of it. Patriarch Black Earth said, actually, it's the process of condensing the pill fire into a process of activating the martial skill. The pill fire is turned into a martial skill and released to fight against the enemy. Oh. It's using the pill fire to burn others? Kang Mingming roughly understood and asked. More or less, but not completely. Patriarch Black Earth shook his head and said, you need to circulate the pill fire condensation chant, but you have to circulate it continuously. You don't condense the pill fire into a substance, but you have to compress it in your hand. In the end, it will form a compressed fireball. Then, you will use the martial skill mantra to activate it in an instant and it will become a pill fire bomb. It will instantly form a flame explosion. This way, it can have the effect of injuring the enemy. Oh. So powerful? Kang Mingming asked in surprise, Master, is this pill fire bomb very powerful? Come with me. Patriarch Black Earth did not explain further. Instead, he prepared to demonstrate it with actual action and tell Kang Mingming how powerful this pill fire bomb was. Yes. Patriarch Black Earth walked out of the room, and Kang Mingming hurriedly followed him out of the room and into the courtyard behind the courtyard. Kang Mingming, watch carefully. After Patriarch Black Earth said that, he began to circulate the pill fire condensation chant and began to compress the pill fire in his hand. Kang Mingming stood at the side and stared at Patriarch Black Earth. However, he only saw Patriarch Black Earth standing there and did not activate the martial skill. Kang Mingming waited for a while and was a little anxious. He did not dare to ask and could only wait patiently at the side. Watch carefully, I will activate a small pill fire bomb first. Just as Kang Mingming was a little impatient, Patriarch Black Earth finally spoke. He suddenly raised his right hand and pushed it out, pointing at a fake mountain not far away. Whoosh, boom, a huge red fireball was suddenly released from the palm of the Xianqian ancestor's right hand, smashing towards the peak of the fake mountain. Immediately, there was a thunderous explosion. On top of the fake mountain, half of the mountain peak was completely blown into pieces. In an instant, sand and stones filled the entire backyard. The sky was filled with gravel and the residual heat from the fireball's explosion. Kang Xiaoming was dumbfounded and inexplicably shocked. Patriarch Black Earth looked at the wide-eyed Kang Mingming and was very satisfied with his current expression. He asked indifferently, how is it? Not bad, right? That's amazing. Lord Master, this pill fire bomb is almost the same as a real cannonball. It actually has such great power. Didn't it kill people? Kang Ming Ming recovered and said excitedly. This is just the power of a small pill fire bomb. I have a limited time to condense it. If there is enough time, I can condense an even more powerful pill fire bomb. Patriarch Black Earth laughed. He enjoyed Kang Ming Ming's praise very much. Ah. This is only a small one. It can be even more powerful. Kang Ming Ming was even more excited after hearing that. The small pill fire bomb was already so powerful. How powerful would the big one be? Chapter 2872. It's okay. This martial art technique is so powerful. In comparison, this is not a flaw at all. Master, please teach me quickly. Kang Ming Ming said impatiently. Yes, but there are still some things to take note of about this martial art technique that I have to tell you. Patriarch Xianchen waved his hand and gestured for Kang Ming Ming to calm down. This martial art technique is a pill fire martial art technique. So, apart from the flaw in the activation time, there is another flaw. That is, it is ineffective against cultivators with ice and fog attributes. No matter how big the pill fire bomb is, it will not be able to harm cultivators with these two attributes. Oh. Kang Xiaoming paused. He knew a bit about the real and virtual attributes. His fire attribute was virtual, created by the blazing flame pellet, but he didn't care too much about it. But, there are very few ice and fog attribute practitioners, so it's not a big deal. Kang Xiaoming didn't think too much about it. Yes, that is true. However, there is one more thing to take note of. That is, the pill fire bomb condensed by the fire attribute pill fire is also ineffective against cultivators with water attributes. Patriarch Xianchen said. Ah. Master, then why don't you just say that this pill fire bomb is ineffective against water, ice, and mist attribute cultivators? Isn't that enough? Why do you have to say it separately? Kang Ming Ming was a little confused. This is different. I am talking about the vital energy bomb condensed by the fire attribute pill fire, but it does not include the pill fire condensed by the water attribute pill fire. Patriarch Xianchen waved his hand and explained, cultivators with ice and fog attributes are immune to the pill fire condensed by the fire attribute pill fire. However, the pill fire condensed by the water attribute pill fire is ineffective against cultivators with earth attributes. Master, I understand. This is the principle of metal restraining wood, wood restraining earth, earth restraining water, water restraining fire, and fire restraining metal, right? Kang Ming Ming was not stupid. He immediately figured out the principle. That's right. The alchemic fire bombs condensed from these attributes all have cultivators who are immune to them. So, you have to act according to the person. You can't blindly activate the alchemic fire bomb. The Xianchen ancestor nodded in satisfaction. He was very satisfied with Kang Xiaoming's comprehension. That Lin Yi should be a fire and wood attribute cultivator, right? I heard that he is also an alchemist. Kang Ming Ming thought for a moment and said, then I will use the fire attribute pill fire to form a pill fire. That should be enough to deal with him. This should be. What kinds of pill fire can you condense now? Patriarch Xianchen asked. Reporting to Master, I can condense the fire attribute and wood attribute pill fire now. I haven't tried the others. Kang Ming Ming answered truthfully. Oh, not bad. But from now on, you have to start trying to condense the fire of other attributes. Patriarch Xianchen nodded and said, you don't have to be too familiar with it. As long as you can successfully condense it, you can continue condensing it. You don't have to consider changing the intensity and temperature of the fire because you are not using it for alchemy. You are only using it to activate the pill fire bomb. Of course, the higher the intensity and temperature of the fire, the faster the speed of condensation. Therefore, it is also beneficial to be familiar with it. Yes, Master. I understand. I will immediately go back and study hard. Kang Ming hurriedly said. Well, you are not busy. You are one of the elders in charge of this trial. There is still the matter of the trial rewards and awards. It is not too late to practice after you are done, Patriarch Xianchen said lightly. Yes, Master. Kang Ming cupped his fists and said. After saying goodbye, Kang Ming went to take care of the Sky Elixir trial. However, when Kang Ming saw that Lin Yi's name had been added to the list of people who had passed, he was instantly enraged. He didn't think that Lin Yi would actually make it out. He thought that Lin Yi had died in the Five Evils Wildlands, but Lin Yi had actually returned to the Sky Elixir in safely after 20 days of the trial. He even got the pill for the trial and reported the results of his trial to Shopkeeper Sunday. Shopkeeper's son didn't have the authority to do so, and while the two were the last to pass the test, he didn't have the authority to judge whether or not the two had the qualifications to pass the test, and so he had to report this to Silkworm Transformation. Tian Chan, naturally, wouldn't obstruct this matter. Putting aside her relationship with Lin Yi, even Zhang Naipeo was someone that the Xianchen elder valued. There was no need for her to stop them. So, she directly added their names to the list. However, Kang Ming wasn't so happy Lin Yi wasn't dead, but he actually passed the trial and got the reward? Kang Ming sighed and decided to ask Silkworm Transformation to see if they could disqualify Lin Yi from passing the trial. Little Peach reported that Kang Ming wanted to see her, and Tian Chan didn't stop him. She waved her hand and had Little Peach bring him in. Little Ming greets the young master. Kang Ming had the Xianchen elder as his master, but he knew that he still had to stay in the Sky Elixir sect. If he didn't kiss up to Silkworm Transformation and make things difficult for him, there was nothing he could do. If the Xianchen elder thought that he wasn't good enough, then he'd be in deep trouble. Oh, it's Little Ming. What's the matter? Tian Chan looked at Kang Ming and asked calmly. Compared to the Tian Chan in the Five Evils Wildlands, she was like a completely different person. Now that she was back in the Sky Elixir sect, she was no longer Tian Chan, but the cold Silkworm Transformation. Young Master, I'm here for the list of winners of the Sky Elixir sect's trial. You see, Lin Yi came back after the trial was over. He has already passed the trial's maximum time limit of 20 days. Should we cancel his qualification to pass the trial? Kang Ming suggested. Since Lin Yi didn't die, he wouldn't let Lin Yi have an easy time. Oh, I'm the one who decided this. As long as the trial taker gets the elixir, he passes the trial. The time doesn't matter. Tian Chan said calmly, Little Ming, is there anything else? This. Kang Ming was stunned. He didn't expect that Tian Chan would reject his proposal directly. He was a little unwilling, but he didn't dare to argue with Tian Chan. He could only persuade her, Young Master, Lin Yi is the enemy of our Sky Elixir sect. My master, Xianchen Elder, hates him very much. Let's set him up to help my master vent his hatred. You're tuning into the Romantic Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.